First place in the AL West. We're previewing an all-important final 2 weeks of the season, talking about the history that was set by Cal Raleigh and still to be set by Cal for the rest of this season. An all-important road trip. We will get to the Seahawks, don't worry. That's especially beginning at 10:30. We're going to bounce back and forth between what these two teams did for a little while. But we are starting with the Mariners here, Bump, because this was overall, unless you're a Coug, a great sports weekend for Seattle fans. The Seahawks win. Again, we'll get to that in a little bit. The Mariners win and have a really dominant, kind of second to last homestand, hitting the road today. But this was exactly what they needed to do. Hey, if you're going to struggle on the road, then be all but perfect at home.
I'm going to ignore your little side comment.
Well,
but
I think it's relevant.
No, it's exactly what these guys needed. It all started in Atlanta, right? You win the last two games, 10-2, 18-2. And I think that's what we asked them to do, just come home and be the team that you've been. I heard Brock say this morning, the first time in team history they swept a 7-game homestand. First time ever. Crazy. The vibes at home were good. You got Polanco, who looks like the hottest batter in the game right now.
Can't stop hitting doubles.
And I don't mind Polanco leading the charge because he needed the confidence more than anybody else. Everyone else you feel like has been reliable, minus Gino. Gino would need some of that mojo right now. But Julio has been on point. Cal has been on point. Randy has contributed. So nice to see Polanco get into the group project and do exactly what he was supposed to do. 5 for 12 the team was last night or yesterday when it comes to runners in scoring position. Not too shabby. We've seen worse numbers than that. Obviously, Cal going yard in the first inning, getting to 54. Yeah, vibes were good. It was just nice to see them take care of the Angels because for some reason the Angels just give us trouble. I don't know what it is. They did play a lot of their little homies, so you made the little homies look just like that, little homies.
Yeah, this game was all but over by the second, certainly by the end of the second, where you were just like, oh, maybe we'll see Harry Ford today. And we did, actually, in the final 2 innings of this game. Obviously, you mentioned Cal setting history there.
Stretch of the pitch to Cal, swinging a drive, deep into the gap in left center field, and goodbye baseball, there it is. Mickey Mantle, you got some company at the top of the list. Cal Raleigh with number 54, left center field into the Mariner bullpen. He has just tied the great Mickey Mantle with his 54th home run of the season. Holy smokes for a switch hitter.
Next home run breaks the record and sets a new record for a switch hitter. The home run after that ties Ken Griffey for most of Mariners history. The home run after that sets a new record. And anything beyond that is not even the cherry on top. It's like if you threw 20 more cherries on top of the sundae, and it just is something so absolutely unexpected already.
You know what
he's
that
been
is?
Doing.
It's the when you go to those like gourmet burger spots and they make you the old school milkshake.
Yeah.
Then they give you the milkshake and you got that extra in the
exactly. It's almost like a buy
side.
one get one situation.
Exactly.
Like it's the cherry
extra.
on the sundae, and then they were like, oh, we actually have another sundae.
I was going milkshake, but I guess you can go sundae.
But it works either way. But I get what you're saying.
It's
all the
extra
leftover milkshake
on the side.
It's like a second
That's
one.
what we're getting out of Cal, man. And just keep it rolling. I think also what I appreciate about yesterday is Kirby pitching a good one. 14 Ks, went into 6 innings. You saved your bullpen. Bullpen's been grinding as of late at times. Hancock comes in, does all right. So, yeah, just it's crazy that it's not being ignored, but it's kind of been overshadowed a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you needed to see that from Kirby. The last couple of times we've seen him, it hasn't been great, and you needed your bullpen to just have kind of like a day off so no one's stressing it out there.
Yeah, and speaking of the bullpen, just as a whole, if you want to look at I don't want to say the single biggest, but certainly one of the biggest reasons that you were able to do that on your homestand, it's that bullpen. It's what your pitching has done. And it was so encouraging because we had talked about the pitching really struggling on the road. And we thought, yeah, I know park factors are a thing, but man, does it seem to fall apart. And that it feels like that has more to do than just playing outside of T-Mobile. Pitching hasn't been quite as strong this year. Your bullpen has weathered a few injuries, a few question marks. And yet, here they were, just absolutely phenomenal play. You want to talk about the recipe that works for winning, certainly heading into the final 2 weeks, but also in October, it's that kind of performance from your pitching. So this is wildly encouraging to see.
Yeah, it is. It is encouraging. And it's when you play a team like the Angels who don't really have anything to play for, the style points matter. It matters. Like, you want to get the win, you'll take the win. But because of where you are in the season and what's going on around you, you need to see some indicators that things are turning and that you can take care of the teams you're supposed to take care of. Yes, it was a close one, 2-1 the second game. That's fine. 5-3 the third game. That's cool. But then the explosiveness that you got out of that last game has been awesome. And in the first game, too, to put up 7 runs. So, yeah, there are moments where you just want to win ball games. But when you get performances like the other day, when you win 11-2 and Polanco's hitting doubles, everyone's hitting doubles, Cal's hitting bombs, the pitching is looking good. You need games like that down the stretch, especially when you hit the road, because you got a nice little road trip coming up.
And that begins tomorrow with a series against the Royals. Playing today are the Houston Astros hosting the Texas Rangers. This 425 says, who are you both rooting for, Rangers or Astros? Curtis can also chime in on this one as well. You've been granted permission to chime in from the
sweet.
425.
All right.
I mean, it is the obvious answer, Rangers. I just feel you're better than either of those two teams. Technically, the Astros are a game closer to you. So maybe Rangers take 2, Astros take 1. I don't know. I don't know the math on this one.
Yeah, I think if Texas were to, say, sweep Houston, then the Astros wouldn't be, like, as close to you if you take care of business against Kansas City, which would mean there would be less at stake this weekend when the Mariners are in Houston. So, yeah, I think you are kind of rooting for Texas in this series, even though, like, if I were to stack it up, Rangers and Astros, which team am I more afraid of right now? Probably the Rangers.
Yeah.
But, again, they're, 2 back of Houston at the moment. They play tonight, so that could change in a big way. But
yeah. I look at it as, like, if you have full faith in the Mariners, complete faith in the Mariners, then you probably want Houston to sweep so that the Rangers get pushed back, and then you have full control over not just this series against the Royals, but also with beating Houston. So if you're like, I feel full confidence that the Mariners can take 3 from Houston, then you're probably rooting for them to push back the Rangers even further. But I want to hedge my bets and just hope for each of them to take a couple games from each other.
Yeah, that sounds good. I also like what 425 says. I don't care who wins, just take Houston into extra innings every game.
Yeah, wear down that
That'll be
bullpen
nice.
even
Yeah,
more.
wear them down. Make them work for it. But you know what? We're looking at the top, looking down right now. So you peasants go ahead and beat each other up. And we'll sit here in first place.
Dan Wilson talked about what gives him the most confidence in this team going into the late September playoff push.
Just our determination. It's just the drive that these guys have, and we know what's in front of us. We know what needs to continue to happen, and these guys have a way of doing it. And what we've seen here night after night, I think their preparation, their mindset at game time has been impressive, and that's what's going to continue to need to happen. And I think that's what they'll do when they get out on the road too, and we'll be ready to go.
Dan said it's their ability to fight things out. It's their preparedness, getting ready for these games. How about you, Bump? What gives you the most confidence? What gives you confidence about this team as they head into a very, very, very important final 2 weeks of the season?
The rotation, just good performances by the rotation, because I feel like the more reliable part of this team right now are the bats. I think the way Julio's playing, the way Cal is playing, Randy, the top of the order, and then sprinkle in some performances at the bottom. Big ups to Rivas, who's had an impact on this game or this team while he's been here, hitting a walk-off, getting on base. But it's the rotation, because that was supposed to be the anchor of this team. And it's almost like you have to part of sports in any sport is luck, right? Luck, health, and then peaking at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And if this rotation were peaking in the middle of the season, we would love it. We would embrace it. It'd be all good. But you wait for these moments here. You're in September, mid-September. You're in first place. And the thing that you are supposed to be best at, you need to be the best at this time. A lot of this is timing. So I'm more encouraged by the rotation, especially seeing what Kirby did yesterday, because he was not the last question mark, but the most recent question mark for me. Can he get himself out of it? I believe that he could, but you got to see it to believe it. So no, me is the rotation. What say you?
I think the power in their lineup is what I have the most faith in. Even when they're in slumps or struggling, like Gino is a really streaky player, he has a lot of power, and he has the ability to do something at any moment or come up big, maybe, right? And when you are looking at a lineup and Geno is one of your question marks, it's a pretty solid lineup. I know these guys aren't perfectly healthy, right? Naylor has been dealing with, what is it, a shoulder. Cal, I'm sure, is banged up. JP, I'm sure, is exhausted. And I'm not including JP necessarily in the conversation about power, but this is the most faith and confidence I've had in a lineup since I can remember. Certainly 2015, maybe, and then probably many years before then. So faith in the power of this lineup. Home runs are really, really important when you get into October. Having that power is really, really important, much like having a starter that can get a lot of strikeouts is really important. So I tend to kind of put my faith there. I think also, and I'm knocking on wood, I know I said I don't believe in jinxes, but now you can just never be too sure. The health of this team. We'll talk about this a bit more coming up at 10:45, but a factor in the Rangers season, despite them having, I think, the best record over the last however many games in MLB, and a factor in the Astros season has been their health and has been their injuries that they've suffered. Of the three, this is the most complete team. So
yeah,
I think that gives me a lot of confidence too. I know.
Complete team.
Yeah, they've not been snake bitten in quite the same way.
Remember when we were questioning Bizzardo? Remember that? And now he's turned a corner. I think the experiment with Hancock out the bullpen, because most of the adjustments have been made with the rotation in the bullpen. All right, so that's why I'm going into the stretch and I'm feeling more confident because it feels like roles are solidified and guys are performing at a high level. Someone's going to get knocked around this road trip. It's going to happen. That's just the way the game goes. But I have more confidence now that they can figure things out. More confidence now than I did maybe a month ago.
Yeah, definitely. Reaction Mondays are powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and we got a lot to react to this Monday. Coming up at 10:30, who's the biggest winner from Seahawks-Steelers? I don't want anyone to text in and say everyone or the Seahawks. No, we're going to challenge ourselves to pick one person. Who's the biggest winner from Seahawks-Steelers? That's coming up at 10:30. Coming up at 10:45, we're going to get back to the Mariners and talk about something that's both good and bad news for this team heading into the final 2 weeks. Plays of the game at 11. Adam Jude's got a new feature up on Cal Raleigh making MLB history. He's going to join us at noon. We've got some other questions about this team beyond just about Cal, but kind of about the strength of schedule we're looking at, how things might favor the Mariners. I know a lot of you are like, do I root for the Rangers? Do I root for the Astros? What's the pros and cons? We'll ask Adam as well. So getting to that at noon. Right now, let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one. Cal Raleigh has tied Mickey Mantle's record for most home runs by a switch hitter. Here's that home run again.
The stretch of the pitch to Cal. Swinging a drive deep into the gap in left center field. And goodbye baseball. There it is. Mickey Mantle, you got some company at the top of the list. Cal Raleigh with number 54. Left center field into the Mariner bullpen. He has just tied the great Mickey Mantle with his 54th home run of the season. Holy smokes for a switch hitter.
What's the real headline?
If Cal can't take the MVP from a Yankee, maybe he could take this record away from one.
He's going to do both. And if he takes this record, when he takes this record away from a Yankee, that should automatically propel him into MVP. He's doing something we've never seen before. We've seen this a similar season from Aaron Judge and then the powers that be. But no, this is getting ridiculous now. I mean, the longer this thing plays out, the more Cal continues to perform, the more I'm convinced that if he does not win this MVP, there's corruption going on in the world.
Corruption and collusion.
And nothing is right. Nothing's what it seems it is.
No.
This is straight bullcall, malarkey. If this was serious radio, I'd be dropping so many F-bombs right now because this is getting ridiculous. Give Cal the trophy right now.
If I had a vote, I'd vote for Cal.
Of course you would.
And I think that's because I have heard endlessly from so many reporters covering this team when I've asked them questions about okay, tell me about the catching. Tell me about the work he does behind the scenes. Tell me about the toll it takes on his body. I think that we can all as casual fans go, oh yeah, and then of course he's a catcher. That's important. Anyways, and then you move on and it's like, wait a minute. Take way more time to explore what that actually means and how much time is actually dedicated. The fact that you're the first one at the park, that you're in all these extra meetings, that your priority isn't even your own bat, but other people's arms, right? That's massive, but I think this will be Aaron Judge's. And I don't like it.
Nah, it's not.
I don't like it, but that's
not.
what I think will happen.
Nah, it's not. It's not going down.
I hope it's not.
It's not. I'm not going to believe in it until I see it.
I would love it for Cal to win. I think it just challenges all of us
Change
to
your
think
attitude,
differently about how
Change your
Am
attitude.
I not manifesting it hard enough? I'm just saying I would
You
vote for
manifest
Cal.
other stuff.
I would vote for Cal.
Manifest this too. I need you to be consistent with your
But
manifestation.
I'm being honest about what I think might happen.
Nah, I think, of course, it could happen. It's Aaron Judge, but I also think Cal winning could happen too. If Cal breaks Mantle's record, if Cal breaks Griffey's record, surpasses that thing, and is approaching 60 bombs as a catcher, the greatest switch hitting catcher of all time, if he does not win it and he eclipses all this stuff, yeah, I'm gonna do something. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do it.
If Cal hits 60, he's winning it.
He's got to hit 60 to win it.
Yeah.
Man, come on.
But I think he can. He's 6 away.
I think he can too. He shouldn't have to hit 60. He's having the greatest season of catcher of all time.
How many more
What are we
games
doing?
exactly? 14, Curtis?
12.
12. I mean, if you
need
just
6
simply
in
hit a
12
home
games?
run one every other day.
Yeah.
Simple ass.
Easy to do.
You know? He's had 3 in a row, 2 in a game.
It's just math, Bob.
That's math.
It is math.
And that's on math.
I'm with you.
And when has math ever failed us?
Never.
Headline 2,
In 10th grade.
Or did you fail?
I didn't fail it. It just failed me.
Okay.
Headline 2, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow is expected to miss 3 months with a turf toe injury that will require surgery. What's the real headline?
Who knew a 2-0 start for the Bengals would come at this cost? You did it, Bengals.
Poor Joe, man. Poor Joe. What
I
was that?
know.
Wrist 1 year, a knee 1 year.
ACL 1 year.
Ace now the toe. I mean, yeah, and turf toe is no joke, man. I've had that a couple of times, and his sounds a bit more severe. No, the Bengals are done. And you know what? You know what I love about the Bengals though? Jake Browning might be the most fun backup quarterback other than Minshew to watch because he gets his opportunity and all he does is ball. They're like, Joe, I mean, just hold us down for about 3 or 4 weeks, and you'll forever be the backup to Joe Burrow. He's gonna make a lot of money being one of the greatest backups of the last 5 years.
This is by no means an original opinion, but it's one that I see said all the time, and I always think it. Turf toe has to be the least serious name for a very serious injury. It's like, okay, so we're going to have something where you tear ligaments in your toe. Let's call it something kind of quirky.
Turf toe.
Turf toe.
I mean, it makes sense because, you know, you drive your foot in the ground. But, yeah, it does sound like something that takes a week to get over.
It sounds like a stubbed toe instead of a very serious injury.
Yeah, for sure.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, the Cougs got absolutely dog-walked 59-10 by, it says here, North Texas.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
North Texas from the American Conference. What's the real headline?
I, for one, am very excited about the Apple Cup this weekend.
1, do your research. North Texas had the number 5 offense in the country last year. Okay. 2, Morris is a heck of a coach over there. 3, we got 70 FCS players on our team. Yeah, we're gonna get whooped, man.
Wow, that's
Coach Rogers, man, I love him. Respect.
That's almost
it's
one
gonna
for
take
every
you,
point scored against you.
It's gonna take you a few years to get this thing going, but we can't win with FCS player. And also, you turn the ball over 5 times. I mean, goodness gracious, 3 interceptions, 2 lost fumbles. It's gonna be all bad. Yeah, Apple Cup ain't looking too good, but you never know.
Right.
So
I don't know. You've made your Apple
I
Cup
think we
rooting
know.
interests very known on this
Yeah, I
show.
think
I
we
want
know.
UW to win the Apple Cup.
Go Dogs. That's why your audio's jacked up. That's why there's an echo on that thing.
I think it's so people could hear it louder.
Oh, yeah, it's nothing good. It's not
How
looking
many
good for us.
touchdowns will Jonah get?
At least 3.
5?
Nah, I get 3.
6?
Put some money on it. We probably won't win the game, but I can win that bet.
Okay.
No more than 3.
I think he's getting over 3.
All right.
Bet right now.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Looking forward to it. What a fun Saturday this will be. And then I'm going to flip and then heading into Ohio State. I'm going to sit here going like, well, I don't know. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, UW will get theirs the following week.
I'm going to be bump heading into that game with like anything is possible. Anything could happen. It's totally fine. To the text line, I've been accused of hating Cal Raleigh. Dang it. I swear I didn't. Let's see. 866-979-3776. If Cal hits one more and doesn't win MVP, I'll never believe baseball is a real sport because it doesn't reward hard work. First of all,
Everyone works hard. Most people work hard.
Cal already has. Like, remember back when he hit 49? And you're just thinking, wow, most by a catcher. Crazy. And then he just kept hitting home runs. So we're in uncharted territory here. If this didn't do it by its own merit, it's just that the bar needs to be that much higher. Like, if you're going to be banking on, this is what I think that the people that would cast a vote for Aaron Judge in a heartbeat would probably say this. If your whole argument is going to be home runs, then it can't just be impressive for a catcher. It's got to be 60. It's got to be a number that a handful of people can realistically achieve. It's not fair. By virtue of being a catcher, what he's done is wildly impressive.
It's hard to play that position and put up the numbers that he puts up. It's as simple as that. It is so tough to squat 110 times and play the way that he's been playing and only miss a handful of games this year. He is the backbone of this team. He is it. He's the most valuable player to his team. Mm-hmm. If we are talking about just what that means, most valuable player, it is him. If we're talking about, all right, individual performances on a team that's already stacked and you're helping them make a push to the playoffs, again, I understand Judge having a heck of a season, but he's not, even with all the numbers that Judge is putting up, he's not having the season that Kyle's having. He doesn't have the impact to his team that Kyle has.
No, the defensive value isn't there.
It's crazy.
That's the thing. It's like the offensive value is immeasurable.
It's not even that
Judge,
hard.
But
it'll make it difficult.
The Seahawks are back home this weekend, and today is the last day you can enter to win 4 tickets to watch Seattle take on the Saints on September 21st. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, text the word app, A-P-P, to 866-979-3776, and we'll send you a link to download. Get ready to text in your answer to this question. Who was the biggest winner from Seahawks-Steelers in Week 2? That's next.
Now that's how you do it.
He's going left side. He's got some blocking. He turns upfield. He's down inside the 5. Touchdown, Seahawks!
He is so athletic, Salt.
An impressive road victory in Pittsburgh.
Seahawks, I thought the better unit in all 3 phases.
Can they create some momentum?
We said we need to make a big jump from week 1 to week 2. I feel like we did.
This is where the conversation lives.
It's exactly what you wanted to see.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
University of Maryland Global Campus offers more than 55 flexible online certificates that provide short-term credentials and real-world skills you can use immediately. With a range of affordable undergraduate and graduate certificates in high-demand fields like business, AI, cybersecurity, data analytics, and healthcare, you can earn credentials quickly to help advance your career. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Open enrollment for Medicare happens every year, but for a lot of people, it's still confusing. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Don't worry, help is on the way with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit brought to you by the Insurance Commissioner's SHIBA program. Find out what's changing and learn about your options for Medicare with 7 easy steps to get ready for open enrollment. Order your free copy of the Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit at insurance.wa.gov or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center.
Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been fortunate to live in the same house for over 20 years. That type of longevity is a good thing, except 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break. Most recently, it's our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams, and big listeners to the station. Better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. To celebrate the start of football season, the guys at Harley Exteriors are offering no interest and no payments for an entire year. Also, buy one window and get the second one 40% off. And take another $200 off your entire project. Call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY. Or go to harleyexteriors.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III! Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. I'm joined by Tim Hunter, who underwent treatment in February. Tim, what's it like to go through the CyberKnife treatment?
Well, you go in, you do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital, and it's they say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It was just too easy.
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/CyberKnifeProstate.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
The fall, well, it's a great time to reset your workouts on new stuff, and Top Fitness has some great deals going on right now. Hey, Brock Hewitt here, and you've heard me talk about working out in your home gym. It's the best. From flooring to everything that goes in that gym, like treadmills, ellipticals, and strength training systems, well, Top Fitness provides it all. Top Fitness represents the very best brands available, like Washington's own Precor, yes, the company that created the elliptical, and Inspire Fitness, the leader in strength training machines, along with so many others. Give Top Fitness your room dimensions right now, and you know what? They'll do the rest. They'll do a complete fitness room design. And right now, get 0% interest financing. Mention you heard it from me and receive an additional $100 off any new treadmill or home gym. It's no secret that everyone, from personal trainers to professional athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit them online at topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Back to the Mariners in 15 right now. Who's the biggest winner from Week 2 Seahawks-Steelers? Who is the biggest winner? Text in your answer, 866-979-3776. Bump, I'll tell you right now, by far the most popular answer.
Oh, I already know who it is.
K9.
Yeah.
Is that your biggest winner? That's mine.
No, it's not.
Tell me yours.
It's not. I think I'm big ups to K9. Love the way he got downhill. He was physical. I was worried about him at the end of the game because it was like the last drive or seconds, like one of those drives, and he wasn't in, and Charbonnet was in. I'm like, I thought Mike said he was going to go with the hot hand. K9 is clearly the hot hand, but after listening to him in the morning show, I guess we'll go over some of his clips too. Mm-hmm. He talks about just the rotation of the running backs. But no, my biggest winner is Kubiak. It's Kubiak because he called the right game and he made the right adjustments. I'm going to talk more about the adjustments he made in the run game during 4-down territory, but adjustments were made. More play action was there. Man, I don't want to spoil 4-down, but he made some tweaks in the run game that I really liked. Everyone was getting involved. Cooper Kupp had catches. Arroyo had a couple catches. A.J. Barner had catches. Oots was physical in the run game. Yeah, it was he distributed the football, ran it correctly, made the right adjustments, and put these guys on offense in a position to win the game, whereas last week it felt very predictable and very stagnant. I did not feel that. There were times, obviously, you're not going to score on every single drive. We understand that. This is football. But the adjustments were real. So, no, I think the players should get all the glory because they're the ones executing. But I wanted to see how Kubiak was going to respond, and he did perfectly.
I will say this. At season's end, by far the most important question to answer for every franchise is, do you have the answer at quarterback? Second to that, at least for this team, with the instability they've had on offense, with the instability they've had at OC, would be, do you have an answer at OC? And I think if by season's end, or maybe even before then, we get to that point and think, yes. I think it's already a clear upgrade over Ryan Grubb and maybe like a better philosophical fit and mesh between him and Macdonald and the organization as a whole. But that's a good point to make in terms of like the most important person also to have a good week too.
Like if you have a garbage game plan, I don't care what players you have out there.
Yeah,
you ain't going to win ball games.
I said it was K9, and I don't mean to be boring. I just think this game was massive for him. First time going over 100 since week 1 of last season. I mean, already leading into this game, we were having people bump, and you saw the texting in going, should they trade K9? Now, both you and I said, no, don't be ridiculous. Now, we were both very intrigued by Charbonnet, and both of us wondering, like, well, maybe Charbonnet does start to take away some of those carries from Ken. But both of us also said, Ken is your fastest running back. He's incredibly talented. As an offensive coordinator, you need to find a way to take advantage of that. You need to find a way to take advantage of a talented running back, even if he's not perfect for your system, even if other people like Charbonnet's availability or whatever it is. Like, let's not look past how talented Ken Walker is and how much of a difference maker he can be offensively. That was this right here, especially on that 3rd and 19 play, that touchdown.
Yeah, he and a lot of it, too, is players got to execute. Like, I'm watching the film, and there are still some things that these guys can get better at. There are some things last week to where I say to myself, if this player does this game, or excuse me, this play probably works. And as a coordinator, you can't control that during the game, right? What you can control is the preparation throughout the week and correcting some of those things. So some of the technique faults that I saw were corrected during this game. And I think Kubiak did a good job of looking in the mirror and saying, okay, this isn't working. I got to switch it up.
Yeah.
You just can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect things to change. So, yeah, K9 was impressive. I think Sam Darnold, I know he was resilient, had 2 interceptions. One of them was on him, the one going across the field to Cooper Kupp. Jalen Ramsey undercuts it. I don't think he threw that football. The other one was just unlucky. It was the boot where the lineman gets his hand on the football. The problem with that was Oots misses the block. So then, and here's the thing I love and hate about play action, especially on the center, is that once you do the play action, Sam doesn't know what's happening behind him. You're just hoping that the influence is happening where the backers are flowing and the blocks are happening in front of you, and you turn around and then you take another picture. On that play there, Oots misses the block. Therefore, I believe it was Hayward who gets his hands up and makes a play on the football to where he was going, the guy was open. So you can pick that apart all you want to. Sometimes players are going to make plays and things happen. The first one was completely on him.
Was it a bad play call?
No, I like the call. No, It was a play action. It was booting out. You had your tight end in the flat, a receiver going across the field. He had options. It was open. It's just one player not doing his job derailed the whole thing.
And then maybe it's just you try to throw it away. You don't get it quite high enough.
Well, he was trying to hit him. He was trying to hit him.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell at first. At first, I thought he was trying to throw it away. Like the play broke down. And he was just trying to throw it away. And then I was like, it's like it happened in slow motion.
Yeah, he was trying to drop it over the top. And that's the thing with play action, too, is when because there are 2 guys who were unblocked. The guy that Oots was supposed to block was Hayward. You chop him down. Now you're one-on-one with that DN, and you have that influence. The guy who could potentially drop into the flat and jack up your arrow or your angle going into the flat, you drop it over the top of him. Like, we've seen quarterbacks execute that 100 times. Just Hayward made a heck of a play.
Mistake to rely on a rookie fullback to stop Hayward, a veteran who knows
Hayward
his
gets
stuff?
chopped down. That's fine.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. A couple more here. I saw a couple people saying Reek Woolen. Mike Macdonald talked this morning with Brock and Salk about how Reek really bounced back.
Reek had a tough week, and I thought he played a tremendous football game. And what people don't realize is we missed a ton of tackles. CP is going to have a field day on tomorrow with the tape, but Reek's the guy that chased him down from the backside. And talking about ultimate effort, committed to the process, having your teammates back, playing with shocking effort. He does that, and he got him down. And we ended up leaving that drive with no points. So we defended a blade of grass, and Reek was the guy that deserves a ton of credit on that front and helped us win the football game. So I'm really proud of Reek. He's done a great job this week.
Another popular answer defensively was Josh Jobe. Those two by far mentioned more often than any other defensive player. And then after that, everyone said Cooper Kupp. Just being able to spread the ball around feels like a win in week 2.
Yeah, big up to Josh Jobe. I described this on the post-game show yesterday, but I'll do it again here. There was a play, and he got the slow motion. He got the replay in slow motion. He was manned up on DK. He had inside leverage, clear indication that he's a man. Inside leverage, DK tries an inside release. He protects the inside. DK does a great job with his counter move going outside. He speed turns, so that's when you're literally turning your back to the defender and getting upfield the receiver and getting upfield as fast as you can. Speed turn still squeezes him to the sideline and eliminates him. If you are a DB coach, that is textbook. That is what you teach right there. The technique was flawless, man. I saw that in amongst some other things, and I thought to myself, this dude's competing for a starting job, and what a luxury. Right, you don't have Nick Imaware. You got Spoon, who was out. You got Kendricks, who hops in and has interceptions. Should have had 2. And Josh Jobe and Rick Woolen are competing within themselves. You're competing on the football field, but you're also trying to establish yourself as the guy. That was fun to watch, the maturation of Josh Jobe. He will get beat one day. Reek will get beat again. Nick Imaware, when he's back, he will get beat. That's the life of a DB. But in those moments, you got to highlight it.
Okay, so most popular answer on the text line was K9. Most popular defensive answer was Josh Jobe. And then a couple people said Rick Woolen as well, who obviously was kind of entering into this one with some question marks about effort, technique, those kinds of things. Cooper Kupp was mentioned on offense. Noah Callie texts in and says, underrated winner of week 2, Sam Darnold.
I agree. Bounce back. I mentioned the 2 interceptions. One was on him. The other one was a great play by a defender. Plays like that are going to happen. There are multiple plays where the offensive line jacks up the protection, where the right side, they had a 3-man slide, you leave one guy unblocked, and Sam Darnold has to stand in the pocket and throw the football knowing that he's going to get hit.
He got hit a few times.
That big play to JSN late in the game, the 43-yard reception was huge. He gets hit right there. He stood in the pocket and made some good throws, man. He was resilient. I was looking at the text line during the game. We're at halftime. We do the halftime show. And 8 out of 10 were people ready to kick Sam to the curb. I'm glad he's on a 1-year deal. We're going to get rid of him after this year. And he was resilient. He bounced back. And it was a connection of him standing in the pocket, being tall, throwing the football, and Kubiak setting him up for success as well with that run game.
The Mariners are in sole possession of first place in the AL West, but it remains a close race heading into the final 2 weeks of the season. It had me thinking about something that's both good and bad for Seattle. That's next.
The pitch on the way to Junior. Breaking ball, belted into the upper deck.
Look out, Junior. You've got company.
Swinging a drive deep into the gap in left center field. And goodbye, baseball. There it is. Mickey Mantle, you got some company at the top of the list.
This is where you hear Cal's quest for 56 and the Mariners push to the playoffs.
Chants of the crowd getting louder and louder.
Seattle Sports, the home of the Mariners.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you Guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Love and respect aren't just policies. They're what make the Lee Johnson Auto family feel like home.
The best managers are really good observers and communicators. Listen to your team, whatever they have to say, even if it's right, wrong, or indifferent. For me, that's kind of everything. I like to have my team feel like they're part of something. They can contribute to the growth of this place.
The Lee Johnson culture to me is empowering all of your employees to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
For me personally, it started with Brett and Todd. They identified, what their core values were about, and in turn that drew people with similar core values to him. It's why my dad wanted to come back here. When he got to a certain point in his career that just the paycheck and the financial statements were not fulfilling enough for him, he wanted to get back to where it was a family.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
It's G. Scott. School's back and it's rally time. Time to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong and stay focused, but for families on tight budgets, that's not easy. Safeway and the Washington State Department of Health have teamed up and need your help. Every dollar you donate at Safeway checkout helps families in need. And with SNAP Produce Match, they get twice as much for the dollar. Next time you're at Safeway, please donate to keep kids healthy. Looking for even more Seahawks content? Subscribe to The Reset, the podcast with me, G. Scott, and Seahawks great Brandon Mebane. New episodes are out every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game Sunday, September 21st. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, September 9th through September 15th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. This is where you hear every moment of Cal Raleigh's historic season.
Holy smokes, the magical year continues.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at PCF Construction. It was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop. And boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, PCFgroup.com.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. I'm fortunate to speak with someone who underwent treatment for prostate cancer in February. Dave Wyman here, joined by Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host. Tim, how did you hear about Swedish Cyberknife?
Well, it was this familiar-sounding voice on the radio telling me about it, and so I thought I'd investigate that. Everything I heard was what I wanted to hear, and so I reached out.
What's it like to go through the Cyberknife treatment?
Well, you go in, you do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital, and it's, they say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It's just a matter of listening to music in headphones and trying your best not to move.
Looking back on your Swedish Cyberknife experience, what stood out?
It was too easy. It was just too easy. I went through it, and I just went, that's it?
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Go to Swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
The good news is the Mariners are in sole possession of first place in the AL West. The bad news is it's still a very close race. Now, your fate is in your own hands. The Mariners are not going to win every single game for the rest of the season, but Houston and Texas are going to face each other for the next 3 days, including today. You've got a chance to take games away from Houston in a series that you begin against them on the 19th. So there's a lot that you control, not only as a team in first place, but just with the way your schedule and theirs kind of lays out. Like, it's pretty advantageous for Seattle. That being said, Bump, heading into this segment, I said, look, there's something both good and bad for this team. All of that is the good news. And frankly, like, their health overall is the good news compared to these two teams. The bad news, and you can choose not to see it as a bad thing, but is this team has the fewest excuses to not win the West. I think the Mariners right now have the fewest excuses to not win this division. It is not just because they're in first place currently.
Mm-hmm.
It is because they are the team that has been by far the most consistent, that is the healthiest. Because keep in mind, Texas is doing this without Seager, without Simeon. They're doing this without some core pieces. Rowdy Tellez had a big RBI for them the other day. Dylan Moore had a home run for them the other day. This is not the Rangers you're thinking of that are winning. Meanwhile, for the Astros, they've had to rely a lot more on pitching as a club this year, as opposed to a lineup that we're all very familiar with. They just got Yordan Alvarez back, but they've otherwise suffered key injuries, including to Jeremy Pena, who was having a monster season prior to getting hurt. Like, Seattle has everything to play for and the fewest excuses to lose it all.
Yeah, for sure. For all the reasons that you mentioned, and then if you look at just their strength of schedule, they have the 26th easiest remaining schedule when it comes to strength.
Easier than Houston.
You got Dodgers for 3, you got Astros for 3, KC for 3, you got Colorado for 3. Texas has the 21st. You got the Astros, Cleveland, then you got Twins and Marlins, and then the Astros are 15th. I like seeing the Seahawks on their side for toughest opponents. You got the Seahawks, the Rangers, then you finish with
the Seahawks.
I mean Seahawks. Sorry, the Mariners.
Oh, the Mariners.
I was looking at that S. The Mariners, the Rangers, and then the Angels and the A's. Either way, yeah. You have the least amount of excuses. You mentioned to start the show, you believe in their power more than anything. And I'm more optimistic because of the way their rotation has been playing. You, with those powers combined, you got a team that could beat people, right? And I think that's what we're looking for. And then, like you said, the Astros with their injuries, relying on their pitching, it's set up for you to do what you haven't done in a very long time, which is win the AL. You put yourself in this position. I didn't think they would get here. I thought they were just playing for the wild card. But when you put together 9 games, you take care of home. You should, and you take advantage of your situation. That's been the storyline all year is take advantage of this AL. It ain't popping like it used to be back in the day. This is a different situation, and they've done that. But now you have to travel. Now you must do something that you're not very good at this year, which is bring your golf clubs to a course you've never been to before, or a course that
I knew
just
there was a
whoops
golf analogy here.
Harbor Point.
Oh, God.
Harbor Point Golf Course.
Okay.
Whoops my butt every time, but you know what? I still show up. And I need these guys to show up to Harbor Point.
The Kauffman Stadium of local golf course.
Oh,
There we go.
God.
Yeah,
Here's
there
the
we go.
thing. Royals have nothing to play for. For a minute there, it was looking like, okay, you're going to have 2 wild card teams
That's
that
when
are
they're most
fighting for
dangerous.
positioning. Yeah, exactly. I actually think the Mariners, I don't just say, like, have a chance to have a good road trip. I think they will reset the tone a little bit here. You are currently the hottest team in baseball, longest active win streak in baseball. Like I said, you are not going to win every game for the remainder of the season. There will be a deeply frustrating loss down this stretch here. Just count on it. Probably more than one. But the Royals have fallen out of the conversation. This is a 3-horse race in your division, and like one team that's been putting up a good fight all year long is not making it at all. I just hope that team isn't Seattle. I don't think it will be.
No, I don't think so. I mean, they're not. I just got to see it on the road. Just give me 2 performances to start this thing off to where it feels like the game is being transferred to the road. You could even lose a game, but I'm like, all right, force them to put up 6, 7, 8 runs, and you're right there with them. All right, I just need to see the bats travel. I need to see the arms travel. And if they can do that, then my believe meter is moving in the right direction.
Someone said outside of the Rockies, I don't see how that schedule is easy. I mean, there are no easy games in baseball, professional sports, right? First of all, the Rockies are taking that average down quite a bit because they're so objectively bad. But Kansas City, which I know, as Curtis kind of joked at earlier, has kind of had your numbers at points in really frustrating series. We don't need to talk about it. There's been one here with Salvador Perez has kind of lifted this team. There's been one on the road where they just should have won 2 and lost both. I don't need to talk about it anymore. They're also the 25th offense in terms of total home runs. Again, that's not indicative of being like a horrible team. Right? Like there are solid teams that aren't going to get a ton of home runs. The Padres are 29th. They win in a very different way. But the Royals haven't been winning in different ways. They're not an exceptional team. This is a beatable opponent. This year's Mariners have been better than this year's Royals. You have to show it. Again, it's not going to be easy. This is not a gimme. The Royals have had your number, but these are the games that playoff teams win.
If you're looking at the rest of their schedule, there are 2 series to where you feel like you should almost guarantee you get her done. And it's Kansas City and it's Colorado. Houston, you know how this game goes. It goes back and forth. They always get up for you. And then the Dodgers, you know, just have so much firepower. Just throw hands and one might land and you might take down the Giant. But if you're really trying to take care of business during the stretch, there are 2 series to where you have to win, and it's Kansas City and Colorado.
28th and 29th in runs.
Yeah.
This year.
Got to win those. Now, we can't expect you to win the series against the Astros. You've done it before. You're a better ball club than them, but we also know what this rivalry looks like. We can expect you to hang in there with the Dodgers, maybe, but we look at that lineup. We know what they got. We know what they're capable of. But that's the team that you are, right? You when the Dodgers hit the diamond, they feel like they should win every single game. Not going to happen, but they feel like, look at our lineup, look at our pitch, and we should win every single game. There are levels to this. You're not at the Dodgers level, and hopefully in a couple of years you become attractive and free agents want to come here and Shohei shows up and saves the day.
I don't want the Dodgers to be a make-or-break moment this season to be the 3rd wildcard team.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be a series where you have to sweep them and you need the Rangers to lose. You know what I mean? I don't want this kind of like you do this and another team does this situation when that's your final series. I want them to win on the road now against a struggling Royals team, to win against a god-awful Rockies team, and to take as much power back as they can with their fate in their hands against the Houston Astros beginning on Friday.
Yep.
On the road.
Take care of business.
So
come on. Finish.
All right. We are getting back to the Seahawks plays of the game coming your way next.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
You're looking at all the websites and all the baseball stories out there, and you couldn't get away from Judge hitting 2 home runs and Judge tying Joe DiMaggio, and I couldn't help but wonder, is Cal slipping in the MVP race?
Cal needs to have a big surging couple of weeks here to drag some of that conversation back, to create that narrative talking about how valuable the catcher is, and I 1,000% agree with him.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results. Faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Do you need a new roof? Then visit 3treeroofing.com to get $500 off your roofing project by scheduling a free estimate. 3Tree Roofing's certified team builds a custom plan for your home using top-tier materials with industry-leading warranties. All of their install crews are factory certified to ensure that your roof can handle any weather Seattle can throw our way. Don't wait until leaks turn into expensive damage this rainy season. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today and secure your $500 discount. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Temperatures are dropping, but you don't have to settle for a chilly home this winter. Keep cozy and safe with energy-saving products during Washington Energy's home heating sale on now. Upgrading your home is as easy as $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 off. Take $1,000 off furnaces, fireplaces, and water heaters, $2,000 off high-efficiency heat pump systems, and $3,000 off whole home generators and ductless mini splits, plus free financing. Washington Energy Services, your expert resource for affordable home comfort. Call for a free estimate.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Why is Mazda of Everett the #1 dealer on the West Coast? Mazda of Everett is locally owned and operated for 20 years. They work hard to get you their best deal every time and to make sure you drive away happy. With over 700 new Mazdas, they stock more than anyone in the Seattle area. Find out for yourself why people keep coming back to Mazda of Everett. Take advantage of the Mazda of Everett price during the More to Move You sales event. MazdaofEverett.com. Claims based on Mazda USA inventory and sales reports.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at ProSculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's ProSculpt.com.
Imagine homes so well designed and so luxurious, they'll be setting the standard for decades. You're imagining a Mainview home. Now imagine a Mainview home on sale, saving $50,000 to $120,000.
Isn't that what Brett and Amy bought?
Yeah, it's a Mainview, and they saved a bundle.
What are you doing?
Looking at the Mainview website. It's now or never.
What's better than a Mainview home? A Mainview home on sale. Mainview communities across the Puget Sound.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners have an off day today before their final road trip of the regular season. They'll open a series against the Kansas City Royals tomorrow. You are going to have some Mariners stuff tonight. It's Curtis Rogers hosting extra innings from 7 to 9 p.m. The two teams directly behind the Mariners in the AL West will play today. The Astros hosting the Rangers at 5:10 p.m. And in the NFL, you've got a doubleheader for Monday Night Football. 4 p.m., Bucks take on the Texans. 7 p.m., it's Raiders-Chargers.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio
This is Bump and Stacy.
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross. Here we go now.
The Seahawks are back home this weekend. Today is the last day. You can enter to win 4 tickets to watch the Seahawks on September 21st. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776, and we will send you a link to download. It's just incredibly useful, too, for like a Sunday when the Mariners and Seahawks are both playing. You just switch between both broadcasts. You can hear Bump on the pre- and post-game show. You can access podcasts. This is just me not shamelessly selling the app. I genuinely use it. And so even if it's not for this contest, I think it's actually pretty cool. All right, well, let's jump into these plays of the game from the Seahawks win over the Steelers. We're going to start with, speaking of spreading the ball around, young Torrey Horton getting involved early on this 21-yard touchdown.
Darnold has time, going to throw it to the near side. He's got a man. Touchdown, Seahawks. And it's the rookie, Torrey Horton. Reaches down, makes the catch. The Seahawks, a 9-play drive. They pay it off with a 21-yard touchdown pass to Torrey Horton. And the Seahawks are on the board with their first possession of the game.
The first opening drive touchdown for the Seahawks in more than a year. Also, the first and final target of that drive did not go to Jackson Smith-Njigba. Tell us what you saw in that touchdown.
No, first opening drive touchdown in 22 games. December 10, 2023. It was Drew Lock to DK Metcalf.
Wow.
Yeah, been a long time. But it was a great drive. You open up, you got a 15-yard gain by JSN, 13-yard run by K9, another 13-yard reception by JSN. And guess what? Play action pass, and you get a touchdown. You got Horton starting on the left side of the field on a deep cross. He beats his man, gives him a little nod at the top of his route, continues at a 45-degree, and Sam Darnold makes the play.
I was so happy to see Horton involved more in this game as a whole. Again, that was his only score of the game, but just to see him, Elijah Arroyo, certainly Cooper Kupp had a good game. We got some highlights we're going to get to with him, but the young guys had a chance.
Yeah, they did. The rookie report was good this week.
Yeah, it really was. All right, well, not every play is a highlight, but we are going to figure out what happened here. This is Darnold getting picked off by Jalen Ramsey, targeting Kupp.
In the backfield is Charbonnet. Play fake to him. Sam sets, looks, going to fire. Ball is picked off. Underthrown and picked off, intended for Cooper Kupp. And stepping right in front is the veteran Jalen Ramsey, the 7-time Pro Bowler. And Sam Darnold would love to have that one back. And the Steelers just like that back in Seahawks territory.
Jalen Ramsey, a betrayal, picking off a target intended towards his former Super Bowl teammate, Cooper Kupp. What'd you see?
This is an underthrown ball, again, working across the middle of the field. When you have play action going, when you have your run game going, you're going to send your guys across the field because those linebackers' eyes get into the backfield, which creates a gap between them and the safety. That's the spot he was trying to hit. I'm not mad at the decision because it was tight coverage. Ramsey was there. It was just a throw. That's one of those throws that need to be outside over the shoulder. He tried to put it on the line. A guy as long and as strong and athletic as Ramsey's going to undercut that all day. Also, what I don't like, Ramsey looked ugly in that uniform. No gloves. Like, what are you doing, Ramsey? You are too nice to be out there looking so basic, and then you make that big play. That makes me even more mad.
He had such a good first half.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, overall, just a good day for him. He's been a wonderful addition for that defense as a whole, but, like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
That was, for a minute there, I thought, oh, no, he's going to take over this game.
Ugly
all right, well, this is going to be an actual highlight, not a low light. We had talked about the need to get tight ends more involved, and boy, were they involved today. This one, the rookie Elijah Arroyo.
1st and 10, out to the 46. Oots in the backfield, play fake. Darnold's going to throw it backside. Ball is caught, turning upfield. Arroyo, he's across midfield, knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line of Pittsburgh. And it's Wilson again who came over to make the play. Arroyo caught that pass, and he was off to the races for 24 yards. The young rookie out of Miami, they're going to use him a lot of different ways. And whatever way they use him, that time it was a real success.
He is fast.
Yeah, for a guy that size, he's big.
He is fast.
That size, that heavy. This is what the run game can do for you. This is what being under center does for you. You play action, you half roll to the right side. You send Arroyo from the right side underneath everything to the left side. The influence was real. Everyone's flowing. Arroyo's butt naked in Pittsburgh. You get him the football and let him run.
This game really should have had so much more going in the Seahawks' way. Not only did they have every single opportunity and stand in their own way, it should have been like a 20-something, 10 game for Seattle at the half. Myers misses a 36-yarder.
From 36 off the right hash mark. Dixon puts it down. The kick is away, and the kick hits the upright. We jinxed him. Way to go, Dave. Off the left upright, and so the score stays 7-6, the Seahawks over the Steelers.
Dave joked on Thursday on the huddle that he had learned Jason Myers' name because both you and him have a disdain for kickers, and I almost texted both of you and was like, you can just call him Justin now. No last name either. Wrong first name, no last name.
Yeah, I was with the post-game crew, and I think Moyer pointed out, he says, I believe in Myers more when he's kicking 50-yard field goals than when he's kicking 36-yard field goals. It's unfortunate it happens. The Niners overcame their mishap last week when they missed their seemingly chip shot. But, he's not Aubrey.
Yeah.
The kicker from Dallas who just knocked a 60-yard like it was nothing yesterday. Things like this are gonna happen. It's unfortunate. You felt like you should be up, but yeah, it is what it is.
All right, I thought this play was one of the worst from the Seahawks offense in the first half. Just a bad day in the first half overall. But this was also the one bump where I saw a lot of people being pretty critical of Clint Kubiak's offense. Darnold, that pass tipped by Hayward, picked off by Herbig.
Play fake. Throwing the ball, tipped up in the air, intercepted by the Steelers. Coming back to the near side. Down to the 30. It's Nick Herbig. The ball tipped up, and that's the second interception of the game. Cam Hayward is the one who tipped it. Herbig intercepts it, and sometimes you outthink yourself. The Seahawks tried a bootleg throwback to the left side, and the pressure got to Sam Darnold in a hurry. The ball was tipped straight up in the air. And again, another opportunity thwarted by the Steelers' opportunistic defense. Now 2 turnovers by the Seahawks here in the first half.
So the take after this one, and I will admit that I was part of this party because I was wondering the same thing, is, man, you were doing that thing with the direct handoff to Barner in short yardage. You want to be able to run the ball. Why not do that in short yardage? I was a little surprised they didn't just run. And I know it is not that complicated. So that simple. So what did you see?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been mad if they just got under center and ran the football. But I also think the play call was fine. The execution was horrible. Okay. You had a tight end open in the flat. I mean, if you get a block on Hayward like you're supposed to, this play is going to work. But what does Sam do in this situation? It's like, you're not going to take a sack here. Maybe you can throw the football away. But when you're handing the football off, you're using play action, and that's something that we want these guys to do. You're under center. You fake the handoff. Your back is to the defense. You turn around, and now you have to take another picture of what you think you're seeing and hoping that is true. I'm not mad at the play call. I think the execution was jacked up. You don't get a block by Oots where he's supposed to be, and Hayward makes a play. This is the NFL, guys. People are going to make plays, but I wouldn't have been mad if they did just get under center and get that tush push like they've done before.
All right, well, DK did find the end zone eventually for his first score as a Steeler. This one obviously happening in front of the home crowd.
Gainwell in the backfield on 3rd down and goal. Rodgers 3 steps back, throws near side, reaching up, making the catch at the goal line, touchdown, Pittsburgh, and it's DK Metcalf. He had Kobe Bryant literally on his back, but that ball was thrown exactly where it had to be for your guy to get it, and it was high. Metcalf climbs the ladder, and it's tough to reach up over him and knock the ball down. The Steelers on the board with a touchdown from 3 yards out.
DK going to be a mismatch for most DBs, Bump.
Yeah, and what they did was they put him in a slot, motion the guy outside of him, which made the corner bump outside. You got Kobe Bryant who has to get down and match up one-on-one. And Kobe made a great play on the ball. It's just DK is big, and he's going to make plays. So it's football. He lost that battle, but eventually we come out on top.
Back to highlights. We got a lot of them. Let's start with defense. Byron Murphy, the second, with a sack of Rodgers.
Gainwell in the backfield with Rodgers, who's doing a drop back and throw on 1st down. Steps up in the pocket, gets hit and goes down. Remember, he was sacked 4 times last week. Getting there is Byron Murphy for a 6-yard loss.
Murphy had a total of 0.5 sacks in all of last season, his rookie year. This year, more than doubled that total in this game alone. What'd you see?
Yeah, Murphy's looking good. He's looking real stout. I'm going to talk about this D-line a bit more in a little bit. But, no, you just control your gap. It's called breaking the glass, right? So on a defensive line, there's this invisible glass that's in front of you. And your job as a defensive lineman, especially interior defensive lineman, is to break through the glass and settle down and then analyze what's going on. Are they running the football? Or are they getting to a pass drop? You break the glass, you identify what's going on, then you get after the quarterback. Murphy looks strong. We heard Jay Reed give him praise during training camp, saying he looks bigger, he looks stronger. And all game long, Murphy was where he was supposed to be. This defensive line could be one of the best in the game towards the end of the year.
I'm thinking of also breaking the glass and Titanic so that Rose could get the axe out of the case. Anyone? Matt? I'm moving on. Darnold finds A.J. Barner over the middle for a touchdown.
Sam Darnold has led this team right down the field. Wide outs to both sides with two tight ends. Arroyo in motion now from left to right. He sets. Ken Walker stays in the backfield. Darnold, three-step drop, throws back inside. Ball is caught. Touchdown! Seahawks! A.J. Barner. Looks like he wants to throw the ball into the stands. He slams it to the turf under the goalposts, and the Seahawks are a point from tying this ball game and driving right down the field against this Steeler defense.
I feel like Christopher Walken shouting for more cowbell, more tight ends in this game. So good to see that this week.
I like this play. You're under center, and because you've ran the football so well in this game, while you're under center, what is that going to do? Is going to freeze the linebackers. Instead of play action, you get into your traditional drop, and Sam does a great job of holding the safety with his eyes because he's hitting the gap between the Mike linebacker and the backer outside of him. That's where A.J. Barner's working. But if that safety flies over the top, this play doesn't happen. So what does Sam do? He gets into his drop, keeps his eyes on the safety, holds him there, and then delivers a dart. And A.J. does a good job of staying away from the Mike, widening his release, staying skinny. That's how you execute down inside the 5.
All right, let's get to this 65-yard run from Warren. I'm counting it as both a good and bad play. Bump. It highlights both sides of that for the Seahawks defense.
Here's Rodgers, 1st and 10 from his own 30 with 3 receivers far side. Steps up. Now he's got a scramble to his left. Still looking. Fires a shot. Ball is caught by Warren, who breaks a tackle, breaks a second tackle, breaks a third tackle, down to the 30, to 25, the 20, the 15, 10, finally tackled at the 5-yard line. That was just an amazing effort by Jaylen Warren.
65 yards in that run. I imagine it does fall under Mike Macdonald's definition of an explosive run play, though he was a little tight-lipped on exactly how many yards would constitute that. However, the Seahawks do stop him from getting in the end zone. What happened?
Yeah, that's just great hustle. I think there should have been a sack on this play. I'm looking at it right now as we speak. You're making Rodgers roll outside and then has to go across his body to his running back. You have a linebacker, Ernest Jones, who just misses the tackle, goes in for the punch instead of the tackle. Then you have a safety help who misses the tackle. J. Love misses it. Tyrese Knight misses it. Josh Joe misses it. And then you're looking at Rick Willen. He's all the way on the other side of the football field. He sees the white jerseys missing and not making the play. He gets on his horse and takes the proper angle, makes the play inside the 5, saves a touchdown.
And he should have had a pick earlier in the game. He finally gets one. It's former L.A. Ram Darion Kendrick claimed off the Rams on August 27th by the Seattle Seahawks. Finds Rodgers in the end zone.
Rodgers will go from the shotgun. Long count, takes the snap, looks to the end zone, scrambles left, still looking, fires a shot. Ball is intercepted in the end zone. A little tit for tat by the Seahawks defense.
There's Darion Kendrick with that pick.
That was luck right there. That was luck.
It kind of like bounced up to him.
And if you look at Aaron Rodgers, he's mad at Calvin Austin because he's trying to hit, I believe that's his tight end or another receiver in the back, and Austin gets into a scramble drill. When you get into a scramble drill, you have to know what area is going to be occupied by who. There's like unspoken rules about a scramble drill. If I'm a slot and I have an outside receiver, I know the concept is going outside. The first place I'm going to go is vertical or inside to stay out of the way of that scramble over there. Instead, he gets in the way, hits the football. Aaron Rodgers goes nuts on him. And Kendricks makes up because he had a pick. He should have had a pick earlier in the game and didn't come down with it.
I would say the biggest special teams play outside of obviously, let's say the Cowboys had a kick to win it in overtime, things like that. But otherwise, the biggest special teams play of the weekend, I think, went to Seattle here. George Halani recovering that kickoff in the end zone.
Getting ready to boot it away is Myers, a low line drive kick. Gainwell and Johnson. As the ball bounces through the hands of Johnson and into the end zone, it's going to stay in the end zone. The Seahawks fall on it in the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown, Seahawks. The ball went through the hands of the kick returner. Holy catfish! What a break for the Hawks.
That kick returner, rookie Caleb Johnson, tough day for him. I felt like this was a refresher on how the landing zone works and the dynamic kickoff rules.
That's not even the landing zone. This is the NFL. The ball goes 10 yards, hits the ground on the kickoff. It is a live ball.
Did he think it was going out?
I thought
Because it looks like he's like walking away.
He thought it was going out, or he was thinking college rules as to when the ball hits the end zone, it's dead.
Yeah,
but
no, sir.
It hit inside first. What do you think onside kicks are? The ball travels 10 yards.
And
it is live.
Yes.
It's a live football.
And it stopped rolling. Like, stopped rolling just shy of leaving the end zone. So even if you thought, like, let's say you thought, I think it's going to bounce out of bounds, you're still 20-plus yards out of where it would be out of bounds, man. What are you doing?
That's just not being aware. And this is what the special team coach did. He went out there the next kick return. You got to make that adjustment.
Okay, two more here quickly. Darnold finds JSN for 43 yards.
He's flanked on either side. Play fake to Charbonnet. Now he's going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line. The Seahawks finally take a deep shot, and it's JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba in single coverage. A perfect pass thrown by Sam Darnold down to the 10-yard line, a 43-yard completion.
If you were wondering about the biggest reception of JSN's career, it's 46 yards, so this one didn't top it, but it came pretty close.
Yeah, that was a big one. And a clutch one, too, against who? Jalen Ramsey. Again, this is the tough part about doing these is because I try not to spoil my 4-down territory. So I'm just going to say, big play by JSN.
Let's scrap the rest of it. We do have some other plays to get to, but we also have some X's and O's talk with 4-down territory. Let's go to that now.
This is 4-down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
Sticking with the Seahawks here, obviously. First down. How were the Seahawks able to kickstart the offense?
First down. They were great on first down. They had what? Let me see how many total yards of offense these guys had. 1 second, bear with me. They had 395 total yards of offense. On first down alone, they had 206 yards of offense. They ran the ball about 23 times, passed it around 19 times. On first down, they had runs of 13, 15, 16, pass of 24 yards, 14 yards, 17 yards, and 43 yards. They made things happen on first down. When you run the ball or have success on first down, everything else is open. So, and big ups to Hudson French. I asked him to chart that for me. He's the Seahawks and NASA's intern, and he got those numbers to me ASAP. Appreciate you, Hudson. It was all about first down, man. 206 yards on first down. The playbook is open when you can be explosive.
Second down. What run play needs a lot of work, and how did the Seahawks adjust?
What type of run team did Coach Macdonald say they wanted to be, or they are?
Wide zone.
Wide zone. Wide zone is not working for this team right now. And the reason why it's not working is because you're getting a 9 technique. So a 9 technique is when you see that stand-up backer or the edge rusher or that DN just outside, way outside of the tackle. What he's doing is he's setting the edge and forcing everything inside. Also, where they're messing up is the guards are having a trouble identifying which linebacker they're supposed to get. If I'm the left guard and I'm going to the wide side to my left side, I got to get that first inside linebacker. Forget the edge guys. Forget the safety up top. You pick the first linebacker inside of you is yours, and the guard is going to take the other backer. They're getting confused. They're blocking the same guy sometimes. Excuse me. And that backer is getting free and flying downhill. How did they adjust? They started running to the weak side. All right, so when you go to the strong side, you have an overhang defender. That overhang defender is that extra defender who's on that second level outside of the tackle. It could be a safety, it could be a nickel, it could be a backer if you're going against a 4-3, but that overhang clouds everything. So now what do? You run to the backside where there is no overhang. Now you're just dealing with that weak side backer, that corner, and maybe one safety instead of the end and the safety or whatnot. So they started running to the weak side, which I love, but also they scrapped the outside zone. They scrapped the toss, which is essentially the same thing, and started running inside, just like who did last week? The New York Jets. You run your inside zone, you double team that number 1 tech, and it's easier for these guards to identify the backers they're getting because the flow isn't the same. I hope that makes sense to you guys, but the adjustment was real. They said, scrap trying to get outside. We're going to go right up the gut and let K9 eat.
Third down. What was a number 1 receiver play made by JSN?
We just saw the 43-yard touchdown. reception by JSN. That is a number 1 receiver type of play. You are one-on-one You are driving to essentially put this game away. You're lined up against one of the best DBs in the game the last 10 years, and you make a play with him on your hip. That is a number one receiver type of play. 2 weeks in a row, JSN has gone for over 100 yards, and he looks like he is the guy. Had some help this week as you need it. You got Cooper Kupp with 90 yards. You got Arroyo with a couple receptions. A.J. Barner got into it as well. But when I saw that play and then I watched it back on film, Sam Darnold knows where he's going. He sees man across the board. You got to win. You have to win in that situation. JSN did that. He is a number one receiver.
4th down. How did the defense impress you early in the game?
The Steelers tried to make this a physical game. They tried to run up the gut. They were pulling tackles. They had fullbacks in there. Tight ends were getting in there. And that defensive line did not budge. I was so impressed by Murphy, Jay Reed. You got Leonard. You got D. Hall, who looks like a grown man out there bench pressing tackles. It was a physical type of game, and these guys didn't flinch not one time. Plays are going to be made. You're playing against Aaron Rodgers. He did throw a touchdown, had 2 interceptions, though. But at one point, they had like 68 yards of offense, and the Steelers were still winning the ball game because of some mistakes. But I love the physicality of this box. Ernest Jones was making plays as well. It was almost like the Steelers were daring them to be physical, and they stepped up. So I was excited just to see how physical these guys were playing. They were breaking the glass like Rose in Titanic.
Thank you.
They were closing in on the gaps. It was just real physical in the box, man. And that's the type of defense Mike Macdonald wants. That's the type of defense you need in there if you want to have success throughout the season.
Type of defense fans have been calling for, and importantly, something that carried over from week 1, right? I think that's maybe the most encouraging thing to start the season as a whole is this defense has held opponents to 17 or fewer points, and in both games been very, very physical. And in both games, had that performance without at least one key starter. Week 1, they didn't have Uchenna Nwosu. Week 2, they didn't have Devin Witherspoon. So this is a team that I think has hit the ground running defensively, and that's hugely important because it's not been the case for every single team around the NFL. In fact, Week 2 was a pretty high-scoring week as a whole. We're going to talk that coming up in NFL headlines. Teams that scored 30 or more went 8-1. Over those first games. 9 teams scored 30 or more. So, sorry to the Giants. I'm sorry to this man.
I was thinking about you, too.
Oh, my God. I almost sent a screenshot.
You still got those stats, though. And that was a heck of a game by Russell. But I was talking
I'm back in this thing.
I was talking to Curtis. I go, Stacy going to be talking so much.
Yes, I am back in this bet that Bump and I have between who's going to finish with better stats at the end of the season between Russ and Aaron Rodgers. I mistakenly made the bet because I thought Aaron Rodgers would retire. I thought it was in the bag.
You know who leads the league in passing yards?
Let me guess. It's not. Josh Allen didn't pass a ton in week 2. Who is it?
Russell Wilson.
No, it's not. From that 450-yard game.
618 yards through the air. You know who's number 2?
Stop. It better not be Aaron Rodgers.
Danny Dimes.
Let's go. Indy 2-0. We got a lot to talk about with the NFL. It's coming up a bit later in the show. Coming up next, one of the stars you're going to see in a doubleheader for Monday Night Football, Geno Smith, had plenty to say about his time in Seattle in a new sit-down interview with ESPN. That's next.
Now that's how you do it.
He's going left side. He's got some blocking. He turns upfield. He's down inside the 5. Touchdown! Seahawks!
He is so athletic, Salt.
An impressive road victory in Pittsburgh.
Seahawks, I thought the better unit in all 3 phases.
Can they create some momentum?
We said we need to make a big jump from week 1 to week 2. I feel like we did.
This is where the conversation lives.
It's exactly what you wanted to see.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
If you've been considering upgrading your siding, now is the perfect time. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. In the Pacific Northwest, moisture is the enemy. Old failing siding leads to hidden water damage, rot, and mold. State Roofing and Exteriors is a James Hardy preferred contractor with over 55 years of siding expertise. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your siding inspection today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Everyone wants to get the best deal they can when they buy a car. What about when you want to sell your car, though? Of course, you want to get the most money possible, but how can you get the most you can without trying to sell it yourself? Stacy Ross here, and that's where my friends at Wayscar Ford in Auburn step in. Not only will they buy your car today, but that's just the beginning. Once they resell your old car, they send you another check for 50% of the profit of the sale of your old car. They've already given back over $800,000 to their customers. You can go to the website to see pictures of giant checks for yourself. It's such a great offer, and I know exactly what you're wondering right now. How are they able to do it? It's not a consignment because you get paid for your car right away. Wayscar Ford pays you right up front. They buy your car for fair market value. No more insurance, no more maintenance, no more storage, no more headaches. Then they pay you half the profit when they resell your car. It's just that simple. Get the most money possible for your old car at Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn and let them do the work. WayscarFord.com. That's WayscarFord.com.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Walking away from an interaction with a customer that says, I can't believe how easy this was. I can't thank you enough for helping me.
Our strategy with pricing is not to be the highest price and not to be the lowest price, but to be a really good price and to provide a really good experience to the customer.
Yeah, I have a ton of really memorable customers. Afterwards, to thank us, he sent us this beautiful basket of like candies and fruits and stuff. It was just really sweet. It felt like we were truly helping.
Receiving a handwritten letter that's personalized to a salesperson or service advisor or a technician expressing gratitude, and then taking that home and sharing that with your family and hanging that on your refrigerator, that's the difference.
You hear it from one person, and then another, and another. You come to realize it's not a script, it's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
It's a Reaction Monday, powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And right now we're reacting to the latest from an ESPN feature, a sit-down interview with Geno Smith, who we're going to see tonight. Raiders taking on the Chargers in Game 2 of a Monday Night Football doubleheader. Game 1, Bucks Texans at 4 p.m. Geno sat down with ESPN Raiders reporter Ryan McFadden to talk about not only his path leading to Seattle, including that he almost considered retirement ahead of the 2019 season, to why he ended up coming to Seattle, the beginning and growth of his relationship with Pete Carroll, which does sound like a really special, cool relationship, and then kind of what he wants to accomplish in Vegas. Now, that's the arc of the article. Within that are some really interesting quotes about what happened with Seattle. And he doesn't take any shots or, say something about, they didn't believe in me or whatever. But he's got a couple little notes about the front office, about who he is as a person, maybe not meshing with Seattle entirely. So, for instance, there's a part when he says that maybe in Seattle his personality wasn't accepted by everyone, that being kind of like really fiery and passionate. So he said, not my teammates, but I for sure felt like it rubbed people in the front office the wrong way because of the way I carry myself. But that's who I am. I mean, imagine Kobe Bryant. He spoke his mind about how he felt. Those are my idols, Michael Jordan and guys like that who were unapologetic about how bad they wanted to win. If it rubs somebody the wrong way, good. Those aren't people I want to go to war with. I want people who really go die about it because that's how I am. That's a nugget that's kind of making the rounds here.
I feel him. I understand his mentality. I think you always have to be careful when you're comparing yourself to the greats, but I also think that when you are a professional athlete, you have to think of yourself as that. And Geno's not a bottom-of-the-barrel type of quarterback. He's mid-tier quarterback in this game who has won a ball game already with the new team, put up 300-something yards. Like he's a good quarterback. And I can see where he can rub people the wrong way, too. He's not the Russell Wilson, I'm going to try to say the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
He is not the Brock Purdy, All-American kid, clean cut. He has been through some stuff. He's that dog on the street that has been through some stuff, can show some love, but will always have that edge about him because as soon as you lose your edge, he feels like you're done in this league. And that's essentially true. You lose your edge, you're done. Whatever you've done to get here, you keep it going. But the thing with Geno is you start talking about Kobe and Jordan, all that stuff, you're going to lose a lot of people. Like I get his mindset of where he's coming from, but I think that because he's had some issues along the line, people are going to look at that and feel some type of way.
Yeah, Curtis definitely, when we were reading that quote earlier in the Sports Pit, was kind of laughing about that one.
Kobe and MJ?
Yeah.
You're comparing yourself to both those guys?
Well, I think he's saying the mentality they have, being unapologetically competitive.
Even then, only those two had the mentality that they had.
I think I didn't interpret this in a way that I think any Seahawks fan should feel upset about. First of all, it's never an insult if someone doesn't perfectly mesh with your city, your team, right? Like, he's from Miami, he's in the article talked about being eternally grateful for Seattle for his time there, but also that the Raiders, that organization, being with Carroll, being in the hot weather, was just like a better fit overall. I have no issue with that whatsoever. And frankly, as just a consumer of the NFL, I like that story. Like, I like the story of Geno in Vegas to see what happens there.
Everything, people, you have to be yourself. And I think Geno was himself here, but I feel like in Vegas, he can be himself to another level. And Seattle is a different place. When I go down south, when I go visit my family in Mississippi, I go visit my family in Texas, I go visit my family in Louisiana, I don't fit in. I'm not from there. There's some references that they have that make no sense to me.
Yeah.
There's food that they eat that I hate. There are traditions that they have that I scratch my head. I'm like, I wouldn't do that because I'm not from there. So it makes complete sense to me that he feels like he's literally the furthest away from home he can get in the United States without going to Alaska. Like, it's the demographic, and it's just different. So it's okay for him to say those things. It doesn't bother me.
No.
He can say those things and still have some fond memories of being here in Seattle.
He talks about kind of what went on heading into the 2024 season in terms of, sitting down with John Schneider, talk about a contract, has a lot more about his relationship with Pete Carroll. There are quotes from Pete Carroll. Recommend the article. It's up on ESPN.com, but we got to keep it moving to our next story. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported on Sunday that Shedeur Sanders reportedly turned down the opportunity to be drafted by the Ravens in the 5th round.
The Ravens were preparing to take Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round with the 141st overall selection. And then they got word, obviously, that he would prefer not to be in a situation where he's in a quarterback room with Lamar Jackson, who's entrenched as the most valuable player, where he's not going to get the chance to play anytime soon or compete for the starting quarterback job. And so he let it be known that he preferred to pass on that opportunity. The Ravens went in a different direction. And then 3 picks later, Shedeur Sanders goes to the Cleveland Browns, where obviously he has a better chance to get that job at some point in time. We'll see how it plays out over time. He didn't know where he was going to go at pick 141. But in Baltimore was something that at that time did not overly appeal to him.
Should Shedeur have seized an opportunity to go learn from Lamar, be with an organization like Baltimore, or was it the right choice to try to find a team where he could compete to start right away?
I think he made the right decision. Yeah, it sounds good on paper. It sounds good. Good story. Oh, go learn from Lamar and sit there and watch and watch and watch again.
For years
and watch
years
some
and
more.
years.
Lamar ain't going nowhere. You come to this league because you want to play. And it doesn't look good for Shedeur because people already have their perspective of him, how he's perceived. He's spoiled. His last name. He's not a good team player. No, you want to set yourself for success. Set yourself up for success. I'm fine with him wanting to go somewhere where he can compete to play. He's not the starter over there, but if you look at the path to be the starter, it's a lot easier. You can see it in Cleveland. You don't see it in Baltimore. I'm not mad at that. I know people are going to be mad at that, but you're setting yourself. You have to be selfish when it comes to decision making in the NFL with your career. I'm completely fine with that.
Yeah, I can't hate on anyone for betting on themselves. I think that Baltimore is an infinitely healthier organization than Cleveland right now. But that being said, he's already gotten an opportunity in preseason games. He's gotten an opportunity to make himself part of the conversation. Joe Flacco is 41 years old and is not staying in Cleveland long term. There is an immediate path there, so I can't blame him either. Falcons kicker John Parker Romo didn't get a chance to formally meet his teammate Leonard Floyd until after the Falcons beat the Vikings on Sunday night.
And I know you're learning your teammates' names. You know their names, right?
I know Bijan.
This is Leonard Floyd over here. You guys want it? Nice to meet you. Back to you guys.
That's awesome.
Shortly before the game.
That's kicker life, man.
Yeah.
You get the call on a Saturday. You're watching little Bobby score goals on the sideline, and now your teammates with Leonard Floyd. I didn't realize that was Leonard Floyd until he said that. I go, oh, yeah, that is Leonard Floyd, huh? And we covered him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, everyone's name's on their back.
Yeah, it is.
If you are in doubt.
Leonard had his jersey off.
I was going to say, if in doubt, you could just kind of.
Yeah, he's like, I know Bijan. He's on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
I know Bijan, but this guy, I don't know that dude.
See, the trick is, hi, nice to meet you. I'm John. And then you reach out your hand, and then you wait for him. I'm Leonard.
What's up, I'm John.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just never know. UCLA pulled the plug on head football coach Deshaun Foster this weekend after an 0-3 start, but that gives us a reason to play his infamous introduction to the Big Ten Media Day speech.
How you guys doing? I'm happy to be here. Glad to be a part of this great conference. Finally putting two great emblems together, UCLA and the Big Ten. We're a school that's won, 123 championships, so this fits us being right in this conference. Football-wise, we're just excited. I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but our football program, but we're in LA. It's us and USC.
That's the best part.
We
You got it.
Speak on it.
That's right.
Take your time.
I'm just basically excited, really. That's it. Any questions?
I'm gonna be very honest. I love Deshaun Foster, genuinely. Like
Deshaun
I've only ever heard really, really, really good things. Whether it's from Bump, whether it's from other people. Like I really like Deshaun Foster. This is objectively funny, but he's certainly a capable person.
The job was probably a bit too big for him, man. You don't go from being a running back coach to the head coach at UCLA. I love Deshaun, friend of mine. And you can't lose to New Mexico, UNLV, and you can lose to Utah. But New Mexico and UNLV, tough.
All right, Seattle Times' Adam Jude is going to join us coming up at noon to talk Cal Raleigh making MLB history. Before then, the latest from head coach Mike Macdonald next.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Then you gotta check out The Reset. Hey, it's G. Scott, and every week, me and my co-host and Seahawks great Brandon Meebane talk Seahawks. We break down the matchups, and we're joined by former Seahawks players.
From Lakewood to Lombardi, Seahawks champion, my main man, Jermaine Kearse.
What up, G?
Watch The Reset live on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, what's up? It's Michael Bumpus for Silver Reef Casino. Man, it's an easy drive up I-5. You go north, get off exit 260, listen to a podcast, whatever you got to do, and just make that drive. They got an amazing steakhouse. They got the cantina as well. When it's time to watch the game, go to Porter's Bay Sports Bar. Their drinks are cold, and the service is great. It's a full entertainment center. And golfers, they have you covered as well. Visit Loomis Trails Golf Course. It's perfect for the fall. There's water everywhere, so make sure you hit the fairway. And you soak in the last of the summer glow with their golden hour giveaway at Silver Reef Casino Resort every Saturday from 6 p.m. to midnight. They're holding drawings with a $10,000 grand prize winner at midnight. You don't want to miss that. But also, don't miss the epic finale on September 27th, where one lucky winner will take home a massive $50,000 grand prize. So you feeling those golden hour vibes? And come find out if you are a winner. Visit silverreefcasino.com. That's silverreefcasino.com.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with a Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even bad hair day?
Yep.
And tree branch fell on my car day?
Especially that day. Progressive has you covered 24/7 for your home and auto.
How about thought it was chicken, but it was tuna day? Or overnight construction outside my bedroom day?
Those days too.
Great, because that was each day this week.
Been there. Well, at least your home and auto are covered every day with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs.
Blasted right field. Goodbye, Josh Naylor.
And it's only on Seattle Sports.
Got neighbors? Big trees can help.
This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
The latest on Cal Raleigh and the Mariners coming up in less than 15 with Seattle Times reporter Adam Jude. Right now, the latest from Mike Macdonald, an exclusive interview with Brock and Salk this morning, the Mike Macdonald Show. The Seahawks head coach talked about the biggest difference in this game compared to last week.
I think we're learning how to win those types of games that don't necessarily, where you face adversity, and I hope that we need to keep learning how to do that. And I think we're gaining confidence on the team that we think that we can be and taking advantage of opportunities that come our way, because if you do the right things, at some point in the game, you're going to have an opportunity. And I think our guys realize that. And I thought we took advantage of it for the most part. And then things that went wrong, I thought we mitigated, to the most part. And that's a shout out to our guys' poise and connectedness and determination, and a lot of those things showed up in San Fran too. There's a couple things here or there in the San Francisco game, and we're having a different conversation throughout the week too. So I think you have to understand where you're at in the process and all that. So I think that was the difference.
We're learning how to win those types of games, Macdonald said. What do you felt like the big difference between this week and last?
You ran the football. Right, K9 over 100 yards. That's always going to help the situation. I think that you brought over what you did last week. You got pressure on the quarterback. You got 3 sacks, so that was an uptick there. Pressure on the quarterback as well. But I think the biggest thing was going down at halftime and being able to bounce back. 14 straight games, I believe, the Pittsburgh Steelers won while being up at halftime. They're up at halftime. It's pretty much a done deal, but you were able to weather the storm, right? You missed a field goal, you bounced back from that. 2 interceptions, you bounced back from that as well. It was just the resilience and staying within the game. But you got to look at the defense. The defense kept them in it. Right? The offense, when you're moving the football, putting up all these numbers, and you're turning the football over, you're still putting a bunch of pressure on that defense. So I think it was the defense, stout defensive line, creating turnovers on the back end, and the offense just staying poised and trying to figure it out.
Another big difference in this one, special teams. Now, here's the thing. You can't count on another team making a mistake. You can't predict what it's going to be. You can't, anticipate what the gaffe is, but you can be heads up about your own play. Mike Macdonald asked how many of his guys knew that ball was live on the kickoff after it was in the end zone.
If I gave you a number, I would be making something up. I mean, I know this. I know Jay does a great job at teaching the rules. I know Brian. Talk about hey, we totally planned this. Literally, Brian's plays of the week presentation on Saturday. Literally, we did it on Saturday this week to the team. Was sideline recovery and the rules of a sideline recovery, which came into play on that play. And I know I was thinking about the coaching points when you're looking at the replays of George recovering the ball. And so that was like, we definitely planned it that way. Great job, Brian.
If anyone was curious, we don't have the cut, but Mike Tomlin did say, yes, we've taught that too.
Yeah.
So this was a rookie making a rookie mistake.
It was all bad. I assume he thought as soon as the ball hits the end zone, it is dead like it is in college. I assume that he was treating it as a punt return to where you don't have to field it. The kicking team can down it in play. It is not a live ball. It's just it's down right there.
Yeah.
He just had a big old brain fart, and that's why he was not out there the next time you did a kick return. Big ups to George Halani and the rest of the kick cover team by being locked in, being aware, and playing into the final whistle.
I also saw a lot of people, not just Caleb, who for the Steelers was back there receiving the kickoff. I saw a lot of people all over Twitter saying, I'm not sure, if he didn't touch it, I'm not sure how the Seahawks possessed it. Like, I think it confused a lot of people. I know that we can all think, oh, it's always live, or like, oh, maybe they thought it was a punt, but I think that rules can be confusing for people even when we think we have a grasp on it.
Yeah, my hockey dude, Tom Sprague, owns Moonshine Barbecue. He said, all these dumb rules in football, like there's so many rules, I don't know what's going on. I go, I know there's a lot going on. He said, in hockey, all you need to learn is offsides and icing, and you'll be fine. You'll figure the rest out. But no, this is football. I think most people thought, like I said, it's like a punt. Like you punt the ball, the returner doesn't have to do anything, you down it there. No, there's a reason why there's onside kicks. There's pooch kicks that are recovered. As soon as that ball hits the ground on the kickoff, it is alive.
Ooh, you want to know about a dumb rule? It really came into play, a very controversial rule in the Broncos game, Broncos-Colts game. I'll have to get to it in NFL headlines.
I'm waiting. I'm like, what is it?
Coming up at 12:45. Right now, more from Mike Macdonald. Ask what he's seeing from JSN right now.
I'm not broken record with the process thing, but it's like, this is the guy that we were looking at. We saw the whole offseason, and we're trying to tell everybody, but I don't know if everybody was listening. But now I think now you're seeing the things that we've been seeing really for 2 years. I mean, since we've been here, the things we've seen of him being able to do. But there's a lot of nuance and detail that I think that he's gained to his game and the routes, and a lot of it's from the system that we're running. I know Coop and Frizz and Pete's have been just a tremendous help to him, and there's just the chemistry he has with the rest of the offense, especially Sam, I think is showing up as well.
Back-to-back weeks of over 100 yards receiving for JSN.
Yeah, he looks good. They're figuring out ways how to get him the football. He's great going across the middle. His first reception of the game, either his first or second one, was the exact same play you ran against the 49ers, line him up against the slot. You get pass catchers going out, opens up the middle of the field, flat defenders open up, boom, you hit him. He's winning his one-on-one matchups. They got him the ball in his screen as well, getting the football, letting him get upfield. He does a good job sitting in zones, and then when it's time to win man, he's doing exactly that. That's the difference between a number one receiver and just a receiver in the league, or just a guy, as Steve Smith would say, is you win one-on-ones. And for the most part, he's winning one-on-ones. And big up to Cooper Kupp, too, man. There was a 3rd and 9 where he won his one-on-one as well and came up with a big catch.
All right, still to come, Adam Jude is going to join us in less than 10 minutes to talk about Cal setting, making, tying, potentially breaking history. A couple different historic home runs we're watching for in the final 12 games of the season. What caught my eye coming up at 12:30. At 12:45, I promise I will pay up on the tease that I made about a dumb rule coming into play for Broncos-Colts. Does it annoy you knowing I'm not going to tell you during the break, and I'm not going to let you Google it?
Something called the Google machine.
Don't Google. Don't spoil it for yourself.
All right, I'll wait.
It was kind of controversial. No one's paying attention to the Colts, even though they're 2-0.
Hey,
so I think it flew under the radar.
Who was it Colts and Broncos?
Mm-hmm.
Curtis had a bar during his update.
Yeah. Oh, God.
He said
this is why I don't like you guys hanging out. It makes me so jealous.
Had a bar. My
okay,
man
what'd you say?
A game that should be played at Churchill's Downs with the
Colts and Broncos.
Involved. I'm like,
those two horse teams.
Bar.
Yeah.
Stacy, Churchill's Downs is where horses race.
Matt, go to break, please.
Yeah.
Now that's how you do it.
He's going left side. He's got some blocking. He turns upfield. He's down inside the 5. Touchdown, Seahawks!
He is so athletic, Saul.
An impressive road victory in Pittsburgh.
Seahawks, I thought the better unit in all 3 phases.
Can they create some momentum?
We said we need to make a big jump from week 1 to week 2. I feel like we did.
This is where the conversation lives.
It's exactly what you wanted to see.
On the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been fortunate to live in the same house for over 20 years. That type of longevity is a good thing, except 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break. Most recently, it's our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams, and big listeners to the station. Better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. To celebrate the start of football season, the guys at Harley Exteriors are offering no interest and no payments for an entire year. Also, buy one window and get the second one 40% off. And take another $200 off your entire project. Call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY. Or go to harleyexteriors.com.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at ProSculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's ProSculpt.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Do you have a car you want to sell, but you just don't want to go through all the hassle? With all the scams and security risks out there, more and more people just aren't comfortable selling their own car. So how do you get the most money for your used car without having to sell it yourself? Stacy here with the answer. It's Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Not only will they purchase your car and pay you right up front for it, but it gets way better. Once they resell your old car, they share half that profit with you. The question I get most from friends and colleagues is, well, what's the catch? How can they offer this? It's actually super simple. All the money they save by not traveling to buy cars at auctions, like purchase fees, shipping, and travel expenses, is what allows them to offer this. They'd rather share that money they save with you rather than outside vendors. They encourage you to shop around, but look, if Wayscar Ford can pay the same or more as competitors and then share half their profit with you once they resell your car,
why would you sell your car anywhere else? They've already shared over $800,000 with their customers, and it's only at Wayscar Ford. WayscarFord.com. Check them out today, wayscarford.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Per ESPN's Adam Schefter, Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels' knee injury puts his status for Sunday's game against the Raiders in question. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy's been ruled out for Week 3 against the Bengals with an ankle injury. With Joe Burrow also out, it'll be Jake Browning for Cincinnati against Carson Wentz for Minnesota.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Seattle Times' Adam Jude joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Adam's latest up now on SeattleTimes.com details the history that Cal Raleigh's setting. And Adam, you wrote that when Cal was in 7th grade, he got to skip school to go watch the Yankees. It seems like from a very young age, he was taught just a massive appreciation of baseball history. It's got to feel crazy for him to be setting some right now.
Yeah, you think about that, and what a fun story he told yesterday when I had asked him about Mickey Mantle and just sort of what memories that name evoked. And yeah, what a special trip! What a cool dad Todd Raleigh is to let his son skip school for a couple days in 7th grade and go visit New York in old Yankee Stadium the last season that the Yankees played there in 2008. And yeah, one other detail too, Cal mentioned was that they were playing the White Sox that day late in the season. And that's after Ken Griffey Jr. had been traded to the White Sox, too. So you got to see Griffey play at Old Yankee Stadium. And, of course, the next milestone Cal is chasing is Ken Griffey Jr.'s Mariners franchise record of 56 homers. So 2 more to catch that with 12 games to play here. But, I mean, just, right at the end here, sort of a cherry on top moment for Cal Raleigh in this historic season. He's still right there in the MVP race with Aaron Judge. Both guys have sort of slowed down here in the second half after historic first halves for both of those guys. But Cal is still right there. I mean, you have to factor in the fact that he catches so much. He caught all 25 innings of those extra inning games last week. He's so valuable behind the plate to the pitching staff, too, and then to put up the offensive numbers he is. And, oh, by the way, the Mariners are in position to win their first division title in 24 years as well. So what a day for Cal to hit number 54. And I know it was important for him to do it at home, too, with cap a great week for the Mariners, 9-game winning streak. So much going on, so much going right for this team right now. And I think just the big question is, can they keep it going here on the road?
Is there anything Cal can do, in your opinion, to clinch the MVP? Stacy's convinced that it's Judge's award no matter what.
No, I said if Cal hits 60.
Say with your chest.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Judge, sort of the underlying numbers, the OPS, the, WRC plus, he's going to have, 50 homers, I'm sure, by the time it's all said and done, too. And he's doing it for a good Yankees team in a major market like New York. I mean, Aaron Judge is playing his way into the inner circle of Hall of Famers. He's not just a Hall of Famer. He's going to be an inner circle Hall of Famer by the time it's all said and done. And it's a pretty historic season for him, too. That said, a month or so ago, I talked to a couple of national baseball writers, too, who have MVP votes and just sort of gauging where things stand. And again, I do think voters are going to weigh heavily just the totality of what Cal brings to the table as a catcher, who won a Gold Glove and a Platinum Glove last year as the best defensive player, regardless of position last year. I don't think his defensive metrics are quite as strong this year, but again, you'll trade that for what he's given you offensively. So, the home run numbers, the RBI numbers, the Mariners trying to do something they haven't done in a quarter century. I think that all weighs into it as well. But I think as we kind of sit here on the second to last Monday of the regular season, Judge would probably be number 1, but Cal is certainly still right there.
You think he breaks Griffey's?
I think he will. Yeah, I think he at least ties it, right? He's got 12 games. We've seen Cal do this before throughout the season, throughout his whole career, right? The home runs tend to come in bunches for him when he finds a way to get on that sweet spot there. I think we saw in this homestand, he wasn't getting a ton of pitches to hit. He was walked 3 times in back-to-back games. He's getting a lot more intentional walks. I think pitchers obviously are being a lot more careful with him right now for good reason. But, when he gets his pitch, even not even a perfect pitch yesterday, the one he sent out was off the plate. He was able to drive it the other way. I do think he's got 2 or 3, maybe 4 more left in him to break Griffey. And who would have thought that coming into this season that, Cal would not only be surpassing, Mickey Mantle, but chasing down Ken Griffey Jr. as well. Just what a magical year for Cal, and it just continues here.
Outside of Cal and Julio, whose performance in the batter's box do you feel like could be the catalyst for this team during this road trip?
Certainly Josh Naylor has won over a lot of fans, a lot of hearts here in Seattle over the last 6 weeks or so. And I know it's a big storyline. Obviously, will the Mariners re-sign Josh Naylor? I know you guys had talked to Joey DePoto last week, and I certainly fully expect the Mariners to be engage heavily to bring back Naylor. But the one guy I'm going to point to right now is Jorge Polanco. And it's a guy who had 3 doubles yesterday, trying to keep all the numbers straight. I think it's 11 doubles in his last 9 games. That's the Mariners franchise record. He has 9 straight games with an extra base hit. He's on some kind of heater right now. And he's just been pretty solid, pretty consistent all year. He had a really nice start to the season, kind of tapered off a little bit in the summer. But if they're getting this version of Jorge Polanco, this is the best really he's ever been this season. And if they can get him to surge to the finish line and into October, it just makes this lineup so much better, so much deeper. You expect Eugenio Suarez to turn things around a little bit at some point. Obviously, he's a guy with 45 home runs or whatever it is at this point too. He's been so good for long stretches this season too. He's been kind of up and down, but if you could get him kind of turned going into October as well, I mean, this Mariners lineup is as good, if not better than any team in the American League right now. And we're seeing that in a lot of these projections, but just in the feeling around not only this team and around Seattle, but around baseball as well. They kind of circle back to Seattle and go, wait a minute, if this pitching staff is starting to turn things around, look how good this lineup is. Why not the Mariners in the playoffs? I mean, I think a lot of people are really bullish on the Mariners getting to the World Series for the first time ever, and why not with this group right now?
Speaking of other teams around baseball, Astros and Rangers opening up a series beginning tonight. Mariners with an off day while they head to Kansas City. I think Bump and I settled on going for the Rangers here, but there's also a case to be made that for some people the Rangers scare them more. Who should Mariners fans be rooting for?
Yeah, it's a great debate. I'm not sure there's a great answer either way, right? Because you win and you lose in this series. But sure, I mean, if you can get the Rangers to sort of stay hot and to maybe take 2 out of 3 in Houston for the next few days, it obviously gives the Mariners a little more cushion if the Mariners can take care of business in Kansas City too. So we know the Mariners going into Houston later this week for what I think has a chance to be, the most important regular season road series in Mariners history this weekend. And it's a place, obviously, it's been a house of horrors in a lot of ways there for the Mariners over the last handful of years. Certainly, they've been better lately in the last couple of years in Houston, but it's still the Astros. They still own this division for the last decade. They've got a couple World Series championship rings. They're still the team to beat until someone beats them. So, yeah, I think that's probably the right answer. If you're a Mariner fan, you probably want Rangers to try to knock the Astros down a peg or two before the Mariners roll into Houston this weekend. But, I think the Rangers are formidable as well, and they don't even have a Corey Seager in the lineup right now, Marcus Semien. Some of their best players have been banged up lately, and I think they're hoping to get some of those guys back here before the end of it. But what the Rangers have done here over the last few weeks has been maybe the best story in baseball. And if they can take care of the Astros and really stay in it going into the last few days, you're right. The Rangers are pretty formidable as well.
What did you make of Kirby's performance? I'm big on body language, and the past few outings, his body language has not been the greatest. Obviously, he sits down 14. What do you make of his performance, and how important was it for him that he did what he did yesterday?
Yeah, I'm with you, Pump, on that. I think with George, maybe more than any other starter they have, you can tell pretty quickly when things start to turn with George, right? We've gotten to know him over the last few years, and you can see it just both on his face and his shoulders, his body language. It's really hard for him to kind of stop the bleeding once it starts, right? And he gets pretty frustrated, and we've seen him at times. If he doesn't get a strike call from the umpire, or if there's a soft single that bloops in somewhere, or a teammate makes an error behind him, he gets pretty frustrated and pretty down on himself sometimes pretty quickly, and then he'll just start throwing fastballs right down the middle, and then they start to really get away from him pretty quickly. And we saw that his previous two starts, and he was pretty honest yesterday after the game too, talking about reaching out to family and friends and talking to the Mariners mental skills coach, Adam Bernero, quite a bit over the last week, trying to get in a good place. We've seen this version of George, the good and the bad, quite a bit the last few years as a young pitcher, trying to find his way. He's got as good a stuff as anybody. We know the pinpoint control is as good as anyone really in baseball history. And I think it was a really important start for him yesterday to kind of reset himself. A lot of good vibes with the home crowd. He a standing ovation, a near sellout crowd yesterday. I thought that was a cool moment for him. His only regret was that he didn't tip his cap or do something to acknowledge the fans, but he obviously appreciated that, and I think the Mariners appreciate him, and they know he's going to be one of the guys they're going to have to lean on here over the next 2 weeks and into October, because he is that good, he's that capable. But a tough season for him, missing the first 2 months with the first real injury of his career, and so navigating some of that, maybe not fully believing in his arm and his shoulder at times this season, but if he can finish on a strong note with the rest of this rotation, we know how good they can be. We saw it last year, and again, that's one of the reasons a lot of people keep coming back to the Mariners as maybe the favorite in the American League.
I appreciate that every home run Cal hits will have to come with him coming out to tip the cap for stand. Like you can't come out. You can't not come out for 55 now. It has to be every home run you hit. You can't be like, with 56, I just stayed in the dugout, but 57's when I walked out. Hey, speaking of Kirby, that transitions well into a question about pitching as a whole. Is that to you the thing you're watching most closely on this road trip?
I think so, and we had talked about it before. I think last time I was on, just this offense has been up and down a little bit. We know they kind of live and die by the home runs. They have a lot of swing and miss in them, but they obviously have been stringing some hits together and scoring without just relying on the home run as much lately. But to me, I keep coming back to the rotation. If they can take some stress off the back end of the bullpen, if they can go 6 innings strong like they're capable of, I think that's just so important for these guys down the stretch. And again, if they hope to make a deep run in October, which, the more I talk to these guys, the more it's sort of a matter of fact, right? They're putting these expectations out there that they expect to be competing for a World Series, and they believe in themselves. And I think maybe that's more important than anything, right? That's not just, we could do it. We're capable of doing it. No, this is sort of an expectation for them at this point. And obviously winning 9 in a row, everyone feels good, right? But I think they've had sort of this belief and this expectation sort of bubbling the past few years ever since they broke through in 22. But the disappointments of the last couple of years, just missing out on the playoffs by 1 game, obviously they've got a little bit of an edge to them right now. And it's an earned edge, but they still have to get over the finish line here. They still got to prove it. And for me, it keeps coming back to that starting pitching. We know what Logan Gilbert is capable of. We saw George yesterday. Brian Wu is going to be, if not, top 5, has a chance to be top 3 in the AL Cy Young this year. What a season it's been for him. So consistent, so durable, and so electric. And obviously he's the guy, Brian Wu, you probably want on the mound if they can line it up perfectly, starting, game 1 of a playoff series, and then game 7 if you get deeper into the playoffs as well. So he's been that good for them. But we know what they're capable of. Luis Castillo, he's such a big game pitcher. If you get him into October, I'd expect him to be at his best too. So obviously it's an electric starting rotation. It's a veteran group now, and that's what they expect of themselves. And I think it's fair for fans to expect that as well.
Is it fair for fans to expect the Mariners just to win this series against the Royals? And you look at Colorado, and you expect them to win that one. And what type of challenges can the Kansas City Royals give the Mariners?
Yeah, this has been weirdly a rough road trip for the Mariners, sometimes going to Kansas City the last few years. Just some of the most inexplicable losses that they've had, ever. They blew, when I was covering them there a few years ago, they blew what it was like a 9-1 lead, 10-1 lead. They did it again a year later. It's just been such a weird place for them at times. The Royals have been so hot and cold. They're a 500 team right now. They're still not entirely out of the wild card race, so they certainly have a lot to play for, and they're getting healthy at the right time too. They're getting Michael Walker, their veteran right-hander, back tomorrow off the injured list, and then their left-hander Cole Reagans, who was an all-star last year, really good breakthrough pitcher last year, supposed to come off the injured list on Tuesday to start against the Mariners. So they're getting some of their best guys too, and I'd expect the Royals to put up a really good fight. They still have Bobby Witt, one of the best players in the game, and obviously I don't need to remind Mariner fans of just how rough it's been for the Mariners on the road in general the past couple of months. So the Mariners need to figure it out. They feel like obviously they've got a lot of positive momentum they've built up now at home. They got a day off today for the bullpen to get a little more rested, and it's obviously full steam ahead. But until we really see it, you've got to, it's kind of wait and see mode that if the Mariners can actually prove that they're able to kind of push through and stay on top here on the road. It's certainly not going to be easy for them.
Adam Jude's latest, this one on Cal tying Mickey Mantle's record for a switch hitter, is up on SeattleTimes.com, and something tells me Adam's going to have a few more of these to write. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
The Seahawks are back home this weekend, and today is the last day you can enter to win 4 tickets to watch the Seahawks game on September 21st. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, just text the word app to 866-979-3776, and we'll send you a link to download. Let's get to Headline Rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline Rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, Cal Raleigh has tied the Mickey Mantle's record for most home runs by a switch hitter in Major League history. What's a real headline?
If Cal can't take the MVP from a Yankee, at least he can take this record away from one.
He's taking it from a Yankee. He's taking a record and the MVP.
I mean, I hope he does.
He's taking it.
I had a listener, Julio, texted in and said, I hate the narrative that anything but 60 is a failure. I know that's not what you mean, but it's what it sounds like coming in the other side of the microphone. No. First of all, Cal could not hit another home run, period. And this is...
Still be in the mix.
He will still be in the mix and still be getting votes, and rightfully so. Mm-hmm. I would vote for him if I had a vote. We had on Mike Petriello from MLB.com, who wrote up a feature on Cal Raleigh potentially getting to 60. Now, this feature was posted on the 9th. Cal's not really on pace for it anymore, but it's obviously still possible. 6 more home runs in 12 games. But the reason that he said it is what Cal has done, period, has set a new record for catchers. He has now tied a record for switch hitters, all-time history in single-season home runs. But there's something about 60 that, what is it? Only 9, 10? It can't be fewer than that. People have ever gotten 60 home runs in a single season, and it's just a round number. And he was saying, look, baseball voters are tricky sometimes. Sometimes they look for things like that. And if home runs are going to be the thing that separates Cal from Judge, in addition to his role defensively as a catcher, then those numbers kind of have to be staggering. 54 is staggering. 60 is staggering. And it's just, again, it's just a weird baseball quirk. I think people like round numbers. I think 60 is just something you really don't see often.
Cal would be the 10th player to reach 60. He would also be the first non-Yankee in the American League to do it.
So think about that. That's what I'm talking about in terms of what voter who would vote for Judge could look at that number and Cal being an everyday catcher and not vote for him. So I just think it becomes a debate that you almost lose every time once Cal hits 60. You simply must vote for him.
Headline Rewrites.
Headline number 2. Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow is expected to miss 3 months with a turf toe injury that will require surgery. What's the real headline?
Who knew a 2-0 start for the Bengals would come at this cost?
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Joe is that team, but Jake Browning, he finds a way. He comes out and he's one of the better backup quarterbacks. Was it last year or the year before? He came out and won like 3 or 4 games, tossed for 400 yards. There's some backups who just will put together performances. It was the Fitzpatricks of this era. Jake Browning's one of those guys. Minshew's good for 3 or 4 games. Jameis Winston will get you 2 or 3 games. There are some backups who are better at being backups than starters, and I think Jake Brown's one of those guys. But yeah, the season might be over for these guys already.
Yikes. There was a wild stat. I was going to read it on Friday, but it feels especially true heading into this week. And it was Trey Wingo who got the stat from someone else. And it was that not since the 2011 season has every single starting quarterback from week 1 played in week 2.
Yeah, that's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Not since 2011? 2011.
Yeah.
I was in college.
Yeah. So it just feels especially true this time where you've got now J.J. McCarthy for the Vikings has been ruled out for week 3. So it's going to be Carson Wentz starting for Minnesota against the Bengals, where Jake Browning, as Bump mentioned, is already playing. Jaden Daniels in danger of missing Sunday's game against the Raiders. Just nonstop.
Headline rewrites.
Headline 3, the Cougs got dog walked 59-10 by, says here, North Texas.
That's right. Yeah.
What's the real headline?
I, for one, am very excited about the Apple Cup this weekend.
Y'all don't know ball, man.
Okay.
North Texas is actually pretty good, but they shouldn't beat us 59-10. Turn the ball over 5 times. Mestamaker, 24 or 29, 4 touchdowns. He still hasn't turned the football over this year. If there is a team that you want to watch, like a low-key team, watch North Texas.
This is the most Coug argument.
I know.
North Texas is a good football
they're actually
team.
A quality opponent.
They're actually really good. They should be in the college football playoff.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Washington State has 70 players come over from South Dakota.
Yeah.
We are not ready for this.
So
We're not ready
national
for that
championship team.
FCS. FCS.
That part.
There's a reason why Lil Bobby walked on at South Dakota. That was rough. Can't turn the football over. And then Eric Morris, Mike Morris, is Eric Morris or Mike? Either Coach Morris, head coach from North Texas, was at Washington State. He's the reason why Cam Ward went to Washington State. So big up to Morris. Yeah, we got whooped. Turned the ball over, and it wasn't pretty. Not looking forward to the Apple Cup.
Going back to the MVP vote, Kevin and Kelly says you're assuming East Coast MVP voters could be unbiased and logical in the MLB MVP race. Come on, man. Well, first of all, AL MVP race. Secondly, no, voters are almost without fail. You could look at Heisman votes, and you're going to find people that geographically cover that player more often than not voting for that player, because you have a bias inherent to just knowing more about that guy, to watching more of their games. If there's a 7-10 Mariners first pitch here in Seattle, now shame on you, because the Dodgers, who won the World Series, are also a West Coast team that have some of those late starts, but you're just not watching. And Yankees fans, Yankees voters, Yankees reporters are just used to the world kind of revolving around them. But again, I cannot stress this enough. What kind of argument could you make if Cal got 60?
There's always an argument to be made, and they will make it.
What is it? Most valuable offensive production?
I don't know. I'm not them.
Best batting average.
They will definitely make an argument for Aaron Judge
die with that one.
to win the MVP. That's just the reality of the situation. There is some bias, but there are some good people over there too, man. You can't assume just, everyone on one coast is just.
No, J-Lo's from New York. I love her. Jay-Z's from New York. A lot of respect for him. I love Real Housewives of New Jersey. I know that's different, but yeah, the New York reboot just really didn't have a lot of spark. But there's a lot of things I love from New York.
If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
I love apples.
Dave Sims.
Yeah,
great
Go
friend
Birds.
of the show. Yeah.
Coming up next, I'll explain why me and Bump are directly responsible for a big play in week 2.
They're baseball's hottest team.
Cal Raleigh will score. Here comes Julio. He's racing home around third. He's going to score standing. 2 more on the board for the Mariners.
Winners of 9 in a row.
Strike 3 called. Got him. Fire. George Kirby, strikeout number 13.
Up next, The first of 3 in Kansas City tomorrow night. First pitch at 4:40. Pregame at 3:30.
Everybody on their feet.
On the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Open enrollment for Medicare happens every year, but for a lot of people, it's still confusing. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Don't worry, help is on the way with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit brought to you by the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Find out what's changing and learn about your options for Medicare with 7 easy steps to get ready for open enrollment. Order your free copy of the Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit at insurance.wa.gov or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center.
When the weather changes, your home shouldn't be the one left unprepared. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. We offer the strongest solutions in roofing, siding, decking, windows, and gutters, made for the Pacific Northwest. And right now, get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months or up to $3,000 off your next project. No gimmicks, no stress, just reliability you can count on. Visit stateroofing.com or call 866-ROOF-ROOF to schedule your free estimate today.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
The best managers are really good observers and communicators. Listen to your team, whatever they have to say, even if it's right, wrong, or indifferent. For me, that's kind of everything. I like to have my team feel like they're a part of something. They can contribute to the growth of this place.
The Lee Johnson culture to me is empowering all of your employees to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
For me personally, started with Brett and Todd. They identified, what their core values were about, and in turn that drew people with similar core values to them. It's why my dad wanted to come back here. When he got to a certain point in his career that just the paycheck and the financial statements were not fulfilling enough for him, he wanted to get back to where it was a family.
Love and respect aren't just policies. They're what make the Lee Johnson Auto family feel like home.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all 3 like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last dent, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last dent, Accurate Auto Body.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed, all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data, except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Hey man, gaining weight, dragging throughout the day, losing your drive? It could be your testosterone.
The team at Revive Men's Health Washington gets men back on track with the energy and drive they've been missing. Meet Tyler, Revive Men's Health Director of Operations, and witness to hundreds of success stories.
I've seen guys come in worn out, discouraged, and just not themselves. A few months into treatment, they're standing taller, speaking with more confidence. It's like watching someone come back to life, like a light switch gets turned back on. When a spouse says, "Thank you, I really have my partner back, better than before," that's the moment it all clicks for me, and that's why I do what I do.
Since 2011, Revive Men's Health has helped more than 120,000 men regain their energy and drive. Start your story today with an in-clinic visit or a secure video appointment. Call 206-529-1111 now to book your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation. That's 206-529-1111 or schedule anytime at revivemenshealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Taking a look around the NFL coming up in 15, and then we're taking your calls at 1. First, though, it's time for What Caught My Eye, Week 2 edition. I'm going to obviously, Bump, you're starting this one. I'm warning you that I'm starting with a dumb one, but I also think maybe the most important. All right, what do you got for What Caught My Eye, Week 2?
It's dumb, but the most important.
I think so.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, what caught mis ojos? I'll tell you one thing. The rookie report card was okay today. You got Elijah Arroyo with 2 for 31, a big 24-yard game. You got A.J. Barner, 2 for 26, a big touchdown. You got Torrey Horton scoring his first touchdown, 2 catches for 32 yards. And then you have Oots knocking a dude out on a big run by Ken Walker. Then, of course, Gray Zabel's doing his thing as well. The rookie report card was on point. Everyone's passing. You get a B+, A- if you're a rookie.
Yeah, love to see just the ball being spread around more in this one, but as a result, you end up talking about the impact of some of those players. I was wondering, like, God, maybe they're going to have to rely a ton on Cooper Kupp to kind of be that veteran presence until those younger players get more involved and get their legs underneath them and can kind of get this thing going, but they had bigger contributions than I expected. If you would have asked me, when does Torrey Horton get his first touchdown? I don't know that I would have said week 2. I think I would have said, like, wow, there's really a role he can seize in this offense. There's a lot of opportunity, but sometimes it takes rookies a minute to get going. It's still an adjustment to the league, and I was pleasantly surprised to see both he and Elijah Arroyo and Robbie get involved in this one. My turn.
Let's hear this.
Okay. Curtis, who by chance was our week 1 guest on the Huddle?
That'd be one Ernest Jones.
Hey, Bump. Did Ernest Jones have an interception in week 1?
He did.
Oh, that's interesting. Let me just check my notes. Hey, Curtis, who was our guest in week 2 on the Huddle?
It'd be Darion Kendrick.
Bump! Did Darion Kendrick have an interception in week 2?
He did.
Well.
More and more saying.
If it isn't science, back at home to roost here, or whatever that means. Every time we've had a defensive player, Matt is looking so confused. Right, coming back home to roost, science is back in the building. Take note. Don't add to that. I'm going to keep it moving. Every defensive player that we've had starring on the Huddle has gotten an interception the following that upcoming game, that Sunday. Will we get a defensive player on the Huddle Wednesday? I don't know. I don't know if we will. Will that player, if he's on, most definitely, without a doubt in my mind, get an interception? Yes.
You know what's really going to test?
That's been proven.
You know what's really going to test this theory? Is if we get a defensive lineman. If we get somebody from the front 4, and if they get an interception against Spencer Rattler on Sunday, then it's not just magic. It's actual science.
You thought the Etsy witch was cool.
The Huddle Bump.
If we get Byron Murphy on and he gets a pick, will you believe that we have the ability?
Sure.
Do you believe it now?
There's some influence. Guess who was on Hawks Live on Thursday?
Oh, Torrey Horton?
Torrey Horton.
Well.
Scored a touchdown.
So the player that's on Hawks Live gets a touchdown, and the player that's on the Huddle gets an interception. It hasn't been disproven yet.
Okay. I mean,
we're 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Might be 3 for 3.
That's math. That's on math, and that's on learning.
That's on math.
What's next?
Oh, it's on me. What caught me?
I know, it was kind of a showstopper on my part, so it's confusing.
Definitely a showstopper.
Mic drop moment.
There is something that is going to be unnoticed because a lot of people don't look at the big defensive linemen. But if you have a chance, my people, go to, let me see, 2nd and 5 with 5 minutes and 4 seconds left on the clock in the third quarter. The Steelers are driving to score. Leonard Williams takes on a double team, throws a man to the ground that is 6'6", 315 pounds, and gets in the backfield for a TFL. Leonard Williams is one of the most dominant defensive linemen in the game, and we got to keep praising him so people pay attention. If you get a chance next game, just watch him for 3 or 4 plays in a row, and he will do something that makes no sense to you. He threw a man to the ground after being double-teamed. That is 6'6", 315 pounds. He made him look like he was $180. It was ridiculous. Leonard, keep doing your thing.
I think that the defensive line as a whole, like front defense as a whole for sure, but that defensive line, I remember they topped one of ESPN's rankings heading into the season, and we were like, is ESPN, do we believe it? Like, we have a lot of faith in this defense and a lot of expectation, but man, number one, it's looking very much like that was right.
They in the mix, man. They've been impressive. The violence that this defensive line plays with, this box in general. Derek Hall looks stronger. Mafe looks good. I mean, they're playing some ball right now.
All right, my turn. I was looking for, upon rewatch, just some like fun moments or like little things from this one. Like there was a moment when like DK and Julian Love had a little bit of pushing and shoving for a second. I'm like, whoop, that one no one talked about. But I think the moment I noticed, and this is a silly one, granted, was 1st and 10 with 14 left in the first quarter. Robbie Oots lined up out wide. What would have happened? What would have happened?
He was a tight end in college.
I just want to see at least one play this year where you #free Robbie, #let him Oots.
Let him Oots.
Let him Oots. And I would have been so curious to see how that play unfolded. I think it ended up being, I don't remember what it was on that play. I think it was like a pickup of a couple yards, maybe to Cooper Kupp, or God, I don't entirely remember. I just kept rewinding it and looking to watch what Robbie was doing and how fast he was going. The corner came off him relatively quickly, so the play itself was over. But I'm just curious to see the versatility that you have in your young fullback.
I think if you put Oots out there, you should run a screen with JSN, put him in like a bunch formation, put Oots at the point, and just let him take care of that corner. I think that'd be a good way to use him out there. He's not super fast, not going to run by anybody, but you get him out on the perimeter on some little guys, he'll dominate.
Hear me out. Out wide. Post.
He's not running the post, Stacy. He's not running the post.
What's next?
What caught mis ojos. Kendrick stepping in a situation to where he was asked to, and he played well. We also saw Griffin out there as well. The rotation that happened with the secondary was fun to watch because almost every guy made a play. I don't think Shaq recorded a stat, but he stayed over the top. He did his job. Yeah, Kendrick, who was the nickel man now, almost had an interception against Rodgers early, had one late, and then Josh Jobe, a guy who came on last year, had an interception against Josh Allen, is establishing himself as one of the guys that can be counted on this defense. The secondary stepped up. We talk about the depth of this group to start the season. Didn't think we would get this deep going to get Shaq and then bringing Kendricks over as well. But they did exactly what they needed to do. It helps when you have a defensive line and a linebacker group that can cause havoc and force Aaron Rodgers to kind of throw some footballs he shouldn't have. But you still got to take care of the back end, DB room, and have themselves a good day.
All right, I'm going to jump to mine. We got to go quickly here in a shorter segment. What caught my eye, I just broke up the third down completions and incompletions, failures and wins for the first half, second half, and Bump, you'll not be surprised by these numbers at all. 2 for 7 in the first half. They went back-to-back, converting 3rd and 6, 3rd and 10 on an early drive, and then nothing. And then incomplete, or a run that came up short. So 2 for 7 first half, 4 for 7 in the second half. And what's really interesting about the second half, the two successful third down conversions in the first half were both to JSN. None of the successful third down conversions in the second half were to JSN. That does not mean that he's not incredibly talented, your number one guy. What it means is that they just were much more effective at spreading the ball around.
Spread the love.
Yeah, spread
Cooper
the
Kupp
love.
got that thing going, though. Big ass Cooper Kupp.
He really did. First target of the game. It's like you could tell right away. They were like, oh, we said it, we meant it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mike Macdonald with Brock and Salk last Monday was like, he's been so good at camp. He's going to get open. You can hear him like laugh while he's talking about it because he's like, this guy's good. Like, we will find a way to get him involved. He's ready.
Still got it.
Mm-hmm. Reaction Mondays are powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Taking a look around the NFL next.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
You're looking at all the websites and all the baseball stories out there, and you couldn't get away from Judge hitting 2 home runs and Judge tying Joe DiMaggio, and I couldn't help but wonder, is Cal slipping in the MVP race?
Cal needs to have a big surging couple of weeks here to drag some of that conversation back, to create that narrative talking about how valuable the catcher is, and I 1,000% agree with him.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99, and we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale, now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. That bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Stacy Rost here. It's time to recognize a woman in our sports community with the 2025 Women of Inspiration Award. The nominations are in, and the Seattle chapter of WISE, which stands for Women in Sports and Events, needs your help selecting a winner. Voting is open now until September 26th at woiseattle.org. The winner will receive a generous cash donation from WISE and their partners for the cause of their choice. Help honor a local woman today. Vote by September 26th at woiseattle.org.
Where you hear Cal's quest for the MVP.
Goodbye, baseball, number 50 for Cal.
the home of the Mariners.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. 1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at PCF Construction. It was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop. And boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, we're getting back to Mariners at 1:30, and in 15 minutes, we're opening up the phone line. Who was the biggest winner for the Seahawks on Sunday? That is going to be your question. First, a look around the NFL. Russell Wilson made a statement with his 450-yard performance against the Cowboys Sunday. That statement, don't bench me, I guess. The Giants had already said, Bump, that they were going to be patient when it came to rolling out rookie Jackson Dart, but it doesn't matter what a team says. Sometimes fans are upset, and Wilson's Week 1 performance certainly didn't inspire much confidence. Now, this game was still a loss for the Giants. They were so far the only of 9 teams to score 30 or more points and not win their game. But it was significantly better than Week 1 and included some classic Wilson moments.
Completed 73% of his passes, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did throw an interception late in overtime to set up the win for the Commanders. But he gave you a chance to win. With less than a minute left, he tossed a bomb to Malik Neighbors. He leads the league when it comes to passing yards with 618. He's bought himself another week. You know, he's got to keep putting these games together. It doesn't have to be 318 yards or 400 yards or whatnot, but put them together. You do have the Chiefs coming up. Going to be a tough game. You know what's tough with the Chiefs? When Patrick Mahomes is your leading rusher, that's all bad. The Chiefs got to figure some things out. So they do look beatable at this time. You get the Chargers after that. But with Russell, it's like a week-to-week type of thing. It's like when your year lease on your apartment is up and you ask for that month-to-month. That's Russell. He's week-to-week lease when it comes to that Giants position.
Let's talk about some 2-0 teams now as we head into Week 3. I will say for Monday's doubleheader, either the Chargers or the Raiders can improve to 2-0. They're playing each other. The Bucs can also improve to 2-0 with a win over the Texans. But even then, the Colts might be the league's most surprising 2-0 team. They squeaked by the Broncos 29-28. This one was kind of controversial. So the Colts initially missed a 60-yard field goal that would have won the game. And then Broncos win. But the Broncos were penalized 15 yards on the play for using leverage on their kick rush. So Indy gets another shot, this time a 45-yarder. They hit it, they win. So
is that the rule you're talking about?
Yes, but here's the thing. Broncos linebacker DeAndre Tillman did break the rule. He did use leverage, but then Broncos fans were posting tons of screenshots of not only other kicks from around the league, but specifically of a kick that the Broncos had made or missed earlier in the game where the Colts were using leverage. And they were like, if you're going to do this ticky-tacky call, you could do this constantly on kicks throughout. Like, why this kick? Are you using it for leverage when it literally happened earlier in the game and you didn't call the Colts on it?
That's why I don't trust humans. because humans don't see everything. They're not going to call it. It's, the situation. Who knows why? Maybe someone wasn't doing their job. But, you can be petty. Man, that happens in football games all the time, man. One guy's calling holding, you're roughing me up, and then the next play, he does it again and it's called. It is petty. It could be seen as petty, but that's why you don't trust humans.
Well, and look, sometimes it's just bad luck, right? Bad luck situation to be in that moment. He did use leverage. Again, though, those screenshots, Colts are using leverage too. Absolutely. If that's how you're going to rule it, should have been flagged for that one.
That is,
but weren't.
I can't stand that. Every play in a football game, you can call a penalty.
Yes,
there is somebody
that's how I feel about holding.
Breaking the rule
all the time.
At all times
Constantly.
during the game. It's up to the referees. Don't put yourself in that position to where it comes down to that.
Yeah.
Win the ball game.
The NFC West is 7-1. The Rams beat the Titans. Cam Ward, another interesting week, though. Panthers rallied against the Cardinals, but Calais Campbell sealed that win with a game-ending sack. Still, at one point, I think it was 27-3, and then the Panthers got back in that one. So, interesting thing to watch there for the Cardinals. 49ers beat the Saints without Brock Purdy, a bunch of other starters missing as well. Seahawks beat the Steelers and hold the only loss, that being to the 49ers.
Yeah, we in last place in the division. 1-1, last place.
2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and then you.
That's all right. It'll work out. It'll all work out. We got the Saints coming up. If Mac Jones and the Niners can beat the Saints, then you would anticipate the Seahawks would be able to do that. I was happy for Mac Jones. I got a couple friends who are Niner fans, and I had to remind them, don't forget Mac Jones had some games over there with New England, and that Shanahan offense is foolproof if you just know what you are looking at. So big win for Mac.
The Patriots haven't scored more than 30 points in a game since 2021. What's this? But they did against the Fins. They dropped 33 on Miami. Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel, his team now 0-2, sounds like a man out of words after that brutal loss.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game.
Pause for reflection.
Bars.
Honestly, and that is how you lose the game. You're moving the ball down the field.
Tell him, Mike.
You're 1st and 10, and then you find yourself at 2nd and 20.
I know that's right.
That was critical.
Yep. To win games, Bump. You're not listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're not
read in
listening to
between those words.
Listen to what he said. To win games, you can't lose them. And when he said that, I felt that.
I know what he's saying. Ironically, I understand what he's saying.
You're like, I'm picking up what you're putting down,
He's
Mike.
pretty much saying, like, you can't shoot yourself in the foot.
Yes.
Like, you have to do the things to win. But he could have articulated that a little bit differently so people can really grasp and understand. But he's shell-shocked right now. He's saying, we are 0-2. I have Tyreek Hill on my team. I have A-Chain on my team. Tua's not a bad quarterback. Defensively, there's some talent here. My seat is hot. It's warming up. It's humid in Miami. He is feeling it. That is what that means. I get what he's saying, but because he's thinking about the future of his employment there with Miami, he's a bit rattled.
The Bears were blown out by the Lions, and Ben Johnson's return to Detroit. Marshall Mathers also in the audience for that one. How are things between Johnson and Caleb Williams after an 0-2 start? Williams was asked about that postgame on Sunday.
Yeah, there's always accountability with us and Ben. It's always pointing a finger at yourself before you go point at anybody else. But I'm not necessarily going to say tough film or anything like that. Like, it's football. You're going to make mistakes. You got to go out there and not be fearful of making a mistake, and that's how I play football. If something happens, all right, cool, move on to the next play, and let's go back out there, and that's the mindset for myself, and something I try and portray to everybody else. I threw a pick today, came back out there and tried to go down and score again. I think that's something that we're going to keep striving for. I think that's something that we're going to keep working on as a group and as a collective. But you always point the finger at yourself before you point the finger at anybody else, and I think that's the mindset for us and the team.
He's exactly right. I would imagine things are just fine between him and Ben. I will say that Gino has him, though, on that bar, which is you point a thumb before you point a finger. Gino was great with those one-liners here.
Yeah, he was. Gino was good with that. With Chicago, I wouldn't panic if I'm the Bears quite yet. I think that there's still some growing and learning that has to be done. You look at what they did against the Lions. They moved the ball. They were 7-13 on third downs. Still had 339 total yards. It's just that when you have to go shot for shot with the Lions, you're probably not going to win that ball game. You go quarter-wise, 7 points in the first, 7 in the second, 0 third, 7 fourth. You go with the Detroit Lions, 14, 14, 10, 14. If you put yourself in a situation where you're going shot for shot with the Detroit Lions and you are a team that is trying to figure out who you are, you're probably not going to come out on top.
All right, get ready to call in because we are opening up phone lines, and you got a pretty easy question here. Who was the biggest winner for the Seahawks on Sunday? That number, 866-979-3776. Call now.
They're baseball's hottest team.
Cal Raleigh will score. Here comes Julio. He's racing home around third. He's going to score standing. 2 more on the board for the Mariners.
Winners of 9 in a row.
Strike 3 called. Got him. Fire. George Kirby, strikeout number 13.
Up next, the first of 3 in Kansas City tomorrow night. First pitch at 4:40. Pregame at 3:30.
Everybody on their feet.
On the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Do you need a new roof? Then visit 3treeroofing.com to get $500 off your roofing project by scheduling a free estimate. 3Tree Roofing's certified team builds a custom plan for your home using top-tier materials with industry-leading warranties. All of their install crews are factory certified to ensure that your roof can handle any weather Seattle can throw our way. Don't wait until leaks turn into expensive damage this rainy season. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today and secure your $500 discount. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Temperatures are dropping, but you don't have to settle for a chilly home this winter. Keep cozy and safe with energy-saving products during Washington Energy's home heating sale on now. Upgrading your home is as easy as $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 off. Take $1,000 off furnaces, fireplaces, and water heaters. $2,000 off high-efficiency heat pump systems. And $3,000 off whole home generators and ductless mini splits, plus free financing. Washington Energy Services, your expert resource for affordable home comfort. Call for a free estimate.
University of Maryland Global Campus offers more than 55 flexible online certificates that provide short-term credentials and real-world skills you can use immediately. With a range of affordable undergraduate and graduate certificates in high-demand fields like business, AI, cybersecurity, data analytics, and healthcare, you can earn credentials quickly to help advance your career. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Per ESPN's Adam Schefter, Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels' knee injury puts his status for Sunday's game against the Raiders in question. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy's been ruled out for Week 3 against the Bengals with an ankle injury. It'll be Jake Browning for Cincinnati with Joe Burrow out against Carson Wentz for Minnesota.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. We are getting back to the Mariners controlling their destiny in just 30 minutes. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We're getting back to the first place Mariners controlling their own destiny in 30 minutes. Right now, we are taking your calls. Who was the biggest winner for the Seahawks on Sunday? 866-979-3776. Robert and Issaquah, who was the big winner for the Seahawks Sunday?
Big winner, I would have to say, and big confidence booster is the cornerback, Woolen. His hustle to chase down the Steelers running back, Jaylen Warren, for that 65-yard catch and run after the Seahawks just tied the game in the third quarter. Mm-hmm. That was awesome, because that brings out confidence in you for, wow, I am a good player. I can do this. Because could you imagine if the Steelers scored? Momentum's back with the Steelers. No. Our defense dominated that, so I got to give it to Rick Woolen. That guy played with some confidence, and it showed. Yeah, it was him. And I got to say something real quick.
Yeah.
You guys got to mention Jorge Polanco. That guy is on fire.
No,
395 with 15 hits, a homer, and 9 RBIs and 6 runs in 10 games, in his last 10 games. Thank you, Polanco. Thank you, baseball gods. All right. Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks, Robert. Yeah, Jorge can't stop hitting doubles. Let's talk about Rick Woolen, Robert's first point about the big winner from the weekend. Not looking at a play made, batting the ball down or anything, but for him, the big play was the hustle move to stop Warren from getting into the end zone there, and he was close.
Yeah, it's easy to just mail it in when you're on the other side of a play being made, especially on defense, right? He's a far corner. Aaron Rodgers is rolling to his left side, finds Jaylen Warren, and Warren gets loose. And it's kind of like you jog over to the play because it's a pursuit drill. All my coaches out there, you know what a pursuit drill is. You have a guy, any coach, line up on the left sideline, and you run straight. And you have your players take the proper angle of pursuit to make sure you don't score a touchdown. That was the drill right there. And typically, if you are the far corner on a pursuit drill, you're the last line of defense. Like, it's all up to you if you get by everybody. That's exactly why you do the drill. And for Rick Woolen to stay engaged in that play and not assume anything, not assume his guys were going to make the tackle, was big on him because that just shows focus. And sometimes his focus has been questioned.
Well, and also a reminder earlier in the game, I want to say after the Steelers' first drive, maybe their second drive, he had to come out for a snap or two and get his hand looked at by training staff. I saw Bob Condotta tweet that, so I retweeted it as like a medical update. And then someone commented like, oh, he can stay out. And I was like, look, I didn't say this, but I was thinking week one was tough. A tough look for Reek in week one. He's your fastest player. He is your fastest defensive player. I don't want him off the field so long as he can perform and he can, help to get the job done. And it's those kinds of plays where he can help run people down. I know that that's not the best example of when that speed's especially relevant. It might actually be from week one against Christian McCaffrey in the end zone where that really becomes a factor. But I just think you can't so quickly jump to get rid of that guy. He's a bust. Regardless of sport, people do it way too prematurely.
Rick Woolen has had interceptions in every year he's played in this league. 6, 2, and 3. He's been one of the leaders in passes defended every year, 16, 11, and 14. As a DB, you're going to get beat, and it is going to be amplified because of the nature of the position. Let's not forget the plays that Rick Woolen makes when he's locked in and doing what he's supposed to do. He does need to be held accountable when you feel like he's not totally locked in and making plays he's capable of, but don't forget what he's done.
Who was the biggest winner for the Seahawks on Sunday? Call now, 866-979-3776. Leo, who was the biggest winner for the Seahawks on Sunday?
Hey, Bump and Stace, thanks for taking my call. I'm going to take my hat off to George Olani because the end zone after the half, that is a life-sucking play that made, and it completely turned the momentum over to Seattle. It reminded me of Percy Harvin's kick return in the Super Bowl. That situational awareness coming from that guy that's fighting for his case to be a starter in the league, that was a big-time play for me. And what I saw on defense and offense, but that play that he made, he knew what he was happening. The fact that ball stayed in the end zone was amazing. That was awesome.
Thanks for the call, Leo. Bump, you know as well as anyone how momentum changing special teams can be, and typically people can kind of overlook it, whether it's not paying close attention to rules or just not really paying attention to or caring about who the returners are for punts or kickoffs or whatever. These can change a game around.
I forgot what year it was. Maybe a couple years ago, I saw a stat that said if you score on special teams, you're 70%. Your chances are 70% to win that ball game. Yeah, those are hidden points, right? Those aren't points that you're counting on. And for Helani, again, another example of focus. We talked about Rick Woolen and him staying locked in and taking the proper angle. Helani being locked in and understanding that this is a live ball. I don't care what that returner is doing. Rookie mistake. Bad on you. Good on the Seahawks for getting down there. And it wasn't just George Helani. There was like 3 or 4 guys around the football. They understood that was a live ball. So what happened is they took the coaching, they didn't forget, and they executed. And it could have been the difference of the game. If the offense doesn't score again, then maybe the Steelers hang around and make this thing interesting. But that was a huge play.
Noah and Callie, who was the biggest winner for the Seahawks on Sunday?
Hey, thanks, guys. What a great week. I'll be flying up for next week's game, so I'm hoping that we can continue this awesome momentum. Yeah, I think Sam Darnold, like I texted in, a really underrated part of this offense. He did exactly what we asked him to do. We needed him to spread the ball around more. He did that. When he was, needing that third down conversion, he scrambled away from pressure, found A.J. Barner for a first down. When he needed to make a big throw, he found JSN deep. I think he's doing everything we're asking of him. He's been really solid, and I think that we haven't really even fully tapped into everything he can do yet. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Noah. What'd you see from Sam on Sunday?
Sam, I saw a guy that was resilient, a guy who made a couple of bad decisions. I think the interception to Cooper Kupp, not necessarily a poor decision, just a poor throw. I think he could have hit him over the shoulder and made that play there. You can't throw that thing on the line. Ramsey would undercut it. As far as the interception on 4th down, I was going back, somebody was texting in and they're like, pound the ball, run the football. And I wasn't against that at all. Yeah, you can run the football. But there was a horrible play call, and I asked that person just to break the play down. Like, tell me why it's a horrible play call. Just because it's not the play call that you would have done doesn't mean it was a horrible play call. On that 4th and 1. I think that it was set up. You've been running the football. This is why you run the football. You run the football, obviously, to pick up yards and get first downs and touchdowns and all that. But you run the football to influence the defense. Now you are in control of their actions because they have to respect the run. And that's what happened. If Oots just clips Hayward, you got a tight end wide open in the flat, and everyone's calling him a genius. You can have the right play. I've said this before. I've never lost a game on paper. I will call the right play for the perfect defense, but now the guys got to go out there and execute. These are humans out there. So you can disagree with the play call and say this is what I would have done, but if executed properly, I'm not mad at the call.
I don't disagree with you, and what I was automatically thinking, because I was one of the people going, why not run it there? And I think it's 2 reasons. One, I think that we are conditioned to think that running is a higher probability play than passing in short yardage, even though passing statistically is more efficient than running the ball. I think it's just, you just assume, particularly if you haven't played, you just assume like, oh, you can run it. Look, you have so little to go. Secondly, I think we've also been conditioned to focus on identity and focus on leaning into what you do as a team. And that's in part just how we consume sports and how we can, you know what I mean? Like, that's just part of the conversation that's going and going. We just left a week 1 game, right, where we heard Mike Macdonald and Clint Kubiak and everyone talking about their offense, and where we heard countless people talking about, you know, they want to run the ball and they want to get to running the ball, and that's who they are. And so you're just kind of hearing this over and over and over, and then that feels like a prove it moment as opposed to 1st and 10, absolutely a moment to run the ball and set up the run there and do whatever, but it feels less impactful and less of a statement than on 4th and 1 or 3rd and 2. And I don't know why. I think it's just kind of how you consume as a fan versus a former player watching film being like, hey, this play can work and here's what went wrong.
Yeah, it's it's always hindsight too, man. You know what I mean?
Easy. Yeah, if it works, done.
Yeah.
So
like I'm fine with people disagreeing with the call.
Yeah.
Sure. But to say
it was a bad
call. I'm like, nah, this execution was bad. The call was fine.
Yeah. What would be an objectively bad call where you're like, this would be fair? Like a classic shotgun kind of.
If they kept running toss in outside zone.
Okay.
Because you're getting your butt kicked.
Fair.
Stop running it.
Who is the biggest winner for the Seahawks on Sunday? That win against the Steelers in week 2. 866-979-3776. Call now with your big winner from Sunday. Let's go to Terrell, I think, in Seattle. Who is the big winner on Sunday?
Yeah, man, what's going on, man? I honestly want to say Sam Darnold is, and I'm not saying it because, like, he played the best out of everybody. I just know, like, coming into this season, it was, like, hearing all the murmurs and everything that's on social media and everything that's been broadcasted about him replacing Geno Smith, and then coming in on the first game, you know, home in front of the 12s and kind of, you know, losing it with that whatever slip out or lineman getting bumped in. He had to come in with a lot of pressure in the second game on the road in Pittsburgh, and it's like, I got to get this thing going. And he made some big boy throws out there. So I'm going to give it to Sam Darnold this week.
What was your bump, maybe speaking of those big boy throws, what was your moment where you thought like, oh, Sam, like that's it right there?
Everyone,
I agree with Terrell.
The first drive, everyone's highlighting Horton in that touchdown pass. I've rarely heard anyone understand what happened on that situation. You're in man coverage. You have Horton on the left side. You have Jason on the right side. They're essentially running 2 deep crosses. They're crossing each other up around 15 to 20 yards. This is what being a number 1 receiver does. You get attention. So he's manned up. Jason is manned up. He's running across the field. The rule is for the Steelers this week against Jason, if he crosses the field, safety, you come down and help and you bracket him. So now you're one-on-one with Horton on the left side. You got 2 tight ends in for max coverage. All right. One tight end hits the flat. You got a linebacker that flows with him. You got space there. One tight end stays in a block. You got a linebacker who stays there. Up the gut, Patrick Queen is running downhill fast. You have your running back who's in pass pro who's there to help. He hits him, bounces off of him. Your center tries to help Queen, hits him, bounces off him. Queen is going right at Sam Darnold, and he's looking at him, and he stands in that pocket, throws a ball, and gets popped on the chin. Like, for him to stand in there knowing that one of the best linebackers in the game is right at me, my pass pro failed me, I got to make this throw to get popped in the chin, that's what I'm talking about. Like, those are the things that I think are missed sometimes. And it's hard for people to see with the TV version because they follow the ball, right? But he stood in there, and he got popped several times that game. So I agree with that caller. I'm happy that Sam Darnold got his game ball, I guess, so to speak, and bounced back from those interceptions. But there were times where the pass pro failed him, and he stood in there and took a hit. And
so important, too, because, as you know, the number one critique of Sam Darnold at the end of last year, those final 2 games and heading into this season, and for that matter, the thing that had been kind of following him throughout his career, he struggles under pressure. Now, every single quarterback ever born does not shine under pressure compared to his bet. Like, there are quarterbacks who handle pressure well, who have great moments under pressure, but overall, you are always a better player, the best version of yourself without pressure. That's a moment where you kind of buck back against a trend. And when you push back and challenge, this guy, he just collapses. He can't function. He doesn't know what to do. He's seeing ghosts.
Yeah, those little battles that he's accumulating throughout this season, hopefully will allow him to perform at a high level when there is some pressure, because I expect this division race to be tight.
Okay, before we get to 4 Down Territory, I want to hit the text line from people that are texting in some of their answers because they don't love us enough to call us. From the 480, how about John Schneider being the biggest winner?
That's the first time I've seen that. There's people on John Schneider's head. And he understands that he's in a position of power and influence, so you're not going to get a lot of love unless your team is winning Super Bowls or World Series or whatnot. But I wonder why he thinks because of Sam Darnold. Like, why does that person think John Schneider should get some love?
Yeah, maybe more of like the, hey, week 1, Geno Smith and the Raiders win. Sam Darnold and the Seahawks lose. You're the only NFC West team to lose. That maybe there was a little bit of like a what's John doing here conversation happening. So
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Well, I mean, you're ultimately the GM that made the trade. I think any player that's compared via trade or 2 organizations that are compared where there was a fork in the road is always going to, fairly or not, come back to Schneider.
Yeah, Schneider don't control what happens on the field. I get that.
Yeah,
but...
yeah, I agree. We got a couple of people saying Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was... kind of a winner from week 2.
7 for 90. Got things going. 2 third-down catches.
This sounds stupid to say without this 43-yard reception, but without the 43-yard reception to JSN, Coop is your leader.
Yeah.
So, all right. The Seahawks are back home this weekend against the Saints. Today is the last day you can enter to win 4 tickets to watch the Seahawks game on September 21st. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776, and we will send you a link to download. Let's get to 4 Down Territory.
This is 4 Down Territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael
drinking water.
Yeah, and I've drank this almost whole mug of water.
I need
it's like a coffee mug.
No, look,
water.
you can see it. See, do you see it in there?
Yeah.
Splashing around.
Good
splish,
job.
Splash.
We're not going to minimize what you've done today, but let's get about 4 or 5 of those in a show.
That's a lot. That's a lot. First down. How were the Seahawks able to kickstart the offense?
They were great on first down. There are a lot of things that Kubiak and the offense did to get things going, but big ups to Hudson French, our intern with the Seahawks. I asked him to chart this first down plays for me. He did exactly that. Great job. Thank you, Hudson. They were explosive, 206 yards on first down. They were moving the rock. You have plays of 13, 15, and 16 when it comes to the run of yardage, and plays of 21, 24, 14, 17, and 43 on first down. They were able to do that. Also, they got a bunch of people involved, right? You got Cooper Kupp, who led the charge to start the game. You got both your tight ends involved in A.J. Barner and Arroyo. Saubert came up with a couple big blocks that people probably aren't going to notice. K9 got running downhill. They abandoned the outside zone toss look and went with the inside zone / trap and got that going as well. They were able to adjust, so they were good on first down. They spread the football around, and then they adjusted adjusted their game plan to attack the middle of the defense in the run game instead of outside. Kubiak in the game showed up.
Second down. What run play needs a lot of work, and how did the Seahawks adjust?
I just talked about it. The outside zone or wide zone in the toss was no good. And the reason why it's no good is because teams are starting to pick up on some of their tendencies. The Seahawks overload one side. Typically, they're going to run outside zone to that side. And what that does, it makes that block for the center really hard. So the center's head up. You have a guy inside of him. That's that one tech. If you're flowing to the left side, that one tech has the advantage. Is going to shoot the gap fairly quickly. And then the guards had trouble sorting out which linebacker they were supposed to get. I think they will get that fixed. But they noticed that and said, you know what, we're going to go straight to the inside zone. Because what that's going to do is that one tech who has the advantage when you're going outside and he's flattening out and getting outside quickly, now he's being double teamed right now because you're going at him in his downhill. That's exactly what the New York Jets did against the Pittsburgh Steelers and were able to run for it $182, $184. So they adjusted, and I was happy that they adjusted. And also what they did was they took care of the backside. Sometimes when you run your zone, you leave the backside in, you don't block them because now you can run an option off of it or you can throw off an RPO. They decided to stay in and block that guy, TJ Watt and other guys who are over there. So they made the proper adjustments in the run game. That was fun to see because they were getting their butts kicked for a little bit.
Third down. What was the number one receiver play made by JSN?
You just talked about it, the 43-yard reception. You needed this play. You're a man up on the outside. It's first down. You are driving to potentially seal the ball game, and you have JSN ISO'd with one of the best corners of the last 6, 7, 8 years in the NFL in Jalen Ramsey, and he wins it. He gets an inside release, gets to the top of his route, sticks him with his left foot, nice little post headed towards the end zone, and Sam Darnold throws a dime over the top. That is a number one receiver type of play. When you need it late in the game and you are matched up against one of the best in the game, you got to make that type of play. So it was nice to see. It's nice to see JSN continue to grow. And he said it before the season started that typically his third year is when he balls out. Third year in high school, third year in college, and now his third year in the NFL. Second straight week with over 100 yards. Did score a touchdown this week, but it don't matter. Just keep racking up the receptions and the yards, and everyone else is going to eat too.
Do you think people, I guess on the outside looking in, were limited in the ceiling they thought JSN could hit because he'd been used primarily out of the slot?
One more time, sorry.
Do you think that people on the outside looking in with Seattle, who were really down on the wide receiver room, were maybe doubting JSN's potential because he was used primarily out of the slot?
Yeah, I think so. But he's shown that he can work from the outside as well. I think it was a fair question because you hardly see that. Like, Jamar Chase is a smaller receiver, outside receiver, but he just moves different. He's built different. Antonio Brown is like the last small receiver to work primarily from the outside to get it. Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of them, but I think that the game is changing. You're not just an outside receiver anymore. I saw a bunch of times where DK was working from the slot with the Steelers. I think coordinators are getting a bit more creative and not limiting someone just because of their size, whether that be a big guy only playing outside or a small guy only playing inside.
Fourth down. How did the defense impress you early in the game?
The Steelers wanted to make this a physical type of game. They wanted to establish the run early. They were pulling tackles. They were pulling tight ends, using them as lead blockers. And this D-line did not flinch. Byron Murphy had himself probably his best game as a pro. Getting in the backfield, breaking the glass, as I like to say. Chinna Nwosu, for the snaps he was out there, he looked good. Lawrence looked great. Leonard Williams was throwing grown men 300 pounds all across the yard. They made it a physical game, and the Seahawks did not flinch. And if this box can continue to play physical like that, you're going to have a chance. You are going to have a chance to win every ball game. So that's what impressed me is that they were cohesive, they had gap integrity, and they were just physical. They didn't flinch.
Top 3 players on defense you wouldn't want to get in a fight with.
Leonard
or that
Williams,
you'd want on your side in a fight.
Leonard Williams.
Okay.
Byron Murphy.
Okay.
Ernest Jones.
Okay. Those feel like 3 very solid answers. What about DeMarcus Lawrence? I saw him in those pass rush drills.
I mean,
the man's a monster.
Really, the dudes on defense are the ones you want to have your back regardless.
Hear me out. Maybe someone like a Devin Witherspoon just to be like kind of trash talking support. Maybe a quick jab here and there. He can duck out of the way. You know what I mean?
You always go with size. In fights, you always go with
10
size.
10 times out of 10?
Yeah.
I know. I was just, trying to give the guys in the secondary some love. I'm just saying, if you needed to win a fight, I think Devin would have your back. I think Julian would have your back.
They have your back.
Yeah.
But you go with size.
Right, of course. You choose your fighter. You got to start up front.
If we're going weight class, if we're talking 180 pounders, I'll take Spoon.
If we're just talking, you just only in your fight are secondary guys. I'm on Spoon.
Yeah, I'm on Spoon.
Yeah.
And Kobe seemed like he got a little mean streak in him too.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
The Mariners are off tonight, but we've got extra innings with Curtis Rogers from 7 to 9 p.m. coming up on Seattle Sports, getting you ready to start that series against Kansas City tomorrow. And it is also a doubleheader for Monday Night Football. Bucks taking on the Texans with a chance to improve to 2-0. And then you got Chargers Raiders at 7 p.m. after that. The first place Mariners control their own destiny. That's next.
Watch live high school football. This Friday, it's the Seattle Sports Game of the Week, presented by STSPN.
He's in! Touchdown!
Friday night, Seattle powers collide when O'Day visits Seattle Prep at 7 p.m.
The senior comes up with a big INT.
Watch the game exclusively on the Seattle Sports app, Seattle Sports on YouTube, and seattlesports.com.
Intercepted!
See the full 2025 season schedule at seattlesports.com/highschool.
Start having fun. Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, Brock Heward here for my friends at PCF Construction. It was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop, and boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, PCFgroup.com.
This is my life. This is my family's life. The people that work here, they're my family. When something's not right with them, it's not right with us.
We get notifications every time we get a review. And I said, how do you not let it eat you up? Sometimes I feel so responsible. And his answer was, I just look at it as an opportunity. We need that feedback to learn and to do better. I'm grateful for the feedback.
Big part of sales is the relationship aspect. People want to do business with someone they can trust, who's a real person. They don't feel like you're just going after their money. And when you take the time to get to know them, get to know their needs, not be a car salesman, but be a consultant, then they feel more comfortable with you, and just the experience is better on both sides.
It's not about closing deals. It's about opening relationships, helping people make the right choice. The LJ Way is The Lee Johnson Auto family.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Are you frustrated with those trendy weight loss shots and not getting the long-term results you really want? This is Dr. Ryan Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and whether you've hit a plateau, can't handle the side effects, or watch the pounds creep back after stopping, there's a better way. Our program has helped over 4,000 people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. Our doctor-developed program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast. Ready for real lasting results? Visit eastsideweightlossclinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Did he just say Eastside Weight Loss Clinic is half the cost and works twice as fast as weight loss injections? Well, if that's not reason enough, you don't risk the scary side effects or gaining the weight back as soon as you stop. Eastside Weight Loss Clinic is natural, and it works.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you. Guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy
Weekdays 10 to 2.
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in 15, it's What I Need to Know. Get your questions in, 866-979-3776. Send those now. Right now, talking about the first place Seattle Mariners who control their own destiny. Did we settle on who we're rooting for between Astros Rangers, which begins tonight, by the way? I'm going Rangers, but I've heard counter arguments that have been tempting. What about you?
I'll go Rangers, I guess. I don't care what the argument is. I mean,
Rangers take 2,
Yeah.
Houston takes 1.
Yeah.
Somehow they kind of like split up the losses a little bit.
It's kind of like that voter when it comes to college football. It all sorts itself out anyway.
My vote doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter where I put, Florida. It's everyone's voting for Florida.
Yeah, it all works
South Florida,
itself out.
who cares?
Yeah, that's how I feel about this.
I loved that whole, no one, wants to know my logic for this. We all want to know.
We desperately want to know.
We all want to know. I think I'm going Rangers here, too. The Mariners control their own destiny down the stretch here. Final 2 weeks of play. They have the easiest schedule, Bump, you pointed it out, of the 3 teams, not only with the series against the Rockies, but one of your easier opponents, I know, quote, easier because they've given you a hard time, is your next opponent. You got 3 against Kansas City on the road. Here's the thing. Mariners, not been great on the road. Maybe the Mariners' biggest challenge to overcome in the second part of this month is the road and being able to win on it. What are you watching on this road trip?
I'm watching the sustainability of high-level play from the rotation in the bullpen. I think that is going to be key during this whole thing. Adam Jude agreed. It's because I believe in the bats. I think that they found themselves. They're doing all this without Gino having the end of the season that you wish he would have, but you also realize that he's liable to get hot at any moment now. That's the way he plays. He'll hit 10 bombs and then strike out 15 times and hit a couple doubles and then strike out a couple more times. So his profile still checks out. And that's what I'll be looking at. It's, rotation, bullpen, continue to be reliable and find your groove before this knock on wood playoff run.
Curtis, who are your projected starters or your scheduled starters for this upcoming series? Obviously ended up with Kirby on Sunday.
So you've got Logan Gilbert in game 1 of this series.
Michael Wacha was scheduled to face off against him, but I know he was placed on the concussion IL recently, so looks like he will be back in time for the series opener for the Kansas City series. And then Bryce Miller on Wednesday going up against Stephen Kolek, who has a 3.71 ERA, pretty respectable. And then Thursday, the matinee, Luis Castillo against Michael Lorenzen, the veteran, but Lorenzen has an ERA near 5, and he's 5-11 this season. So Wacha has given the Mariners fits at times. Kolek, pretty decent, but Lorenzen not so good this year. But
and not an especially home run friendly environment either that you're going to be in. Again, we were looking.
There's going to be a lot of extra base hits though.
Yeah,
Kauffman Stadium is pretty known for
looking at you,
triples
Jorge.
and doubles. Yeah,
let's turn those doubles into triples. You know what I'm saying? Easiest thing to get in baseball, I always say. I think another encouraging thing to take from this, and again, you only have the stats to work with in front of you. I know that there is no easy opponent in sports. I know that the Royals have been a really frustrating club to face for the Mariners at times. But the numbers you have in front of you are that they're one of the worst teams in the leagues in generating runs.
You know what? We talked about just the emotion of sports, right? And it's hard to you don't get crazy before baseball game. Oh, let's go.
I punch through walls.
Yeah, well, let me know how that works in your beer league.
We must protect this house.
But when you are a team that has really nothing to play for, now you want to be the spoiler. Right? You want to show that you can play against some of these top-notch teams, even if it doesn't mean you're going to the playoffs or whatnot. That's the only thing I feel like the Royals have to play for. And then just self-pride. If you are a professional, you want to finish strong. Guys are playing for contracts. They're playing for other looks. If you're a guy who's been called up, you're hoping that you get called up the following year. There are smaller battles within the game, within the individual, that can influence this. So you hope that the Mariners' focus to finish the season strong and to win the division allows them to overcome a team they should beat.
Someone said, I like Salk's take from this morning. Let's not concern ourselves with Rangers Astros and root against the Tigers and think about getting a second seed and a bye into the next round of the playoffs.
Let's do all the above. Let's do all of that. I'm with that. I'm still looking at the Rangers, though, and the Astros.
Yeah, you're 3 back at the Tigers right now for the number 2 spot.
I don't know, man. It's hard not to pay attention to Houston. It's like ingrained in my brain. And I know that there are a lot of people that are far more concerned with the Rangers. I also understand looking to get a top seed. And so I totally get it. But yeah. I mean, someone also corrected me. They don't control their own destiny. Your destiny just happens. To which I say, leave my title alone.
The good thing about if you do catch the Tigers, you hold the tiebreak over them. You beat them 4-2 in the season series.
Yeah, because that bum Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, that's right. Beat him twice. Not just once, twice.
Learn how to pitch. You know what I mean?
I've always said that about him.
I've always said that about him. I've constantly said, I don't know what these people are talking about. I don't know what they see. Okay?
He has 5 losses this season. 2 have come to the Mariners.
So good. He's so good. What'd you think of Adam Jude saying earlier that Brian Wu should finish top 5, maybe top 3 in Cy Young voting?
I agree. I mean, I don't know, Curtis, do you know if there have been any more individual quality starts when it comes to pitching and where Wu ranks? If
he's got the league lead, I believe he is. I think he's tied for the league lead, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. He's got, I think, 26, 27 of those. Right. It's insane the year that he has had.
And in a league where guys don't pitch full games anymore, bullpens are stressed out more than they've ever been. You need to put up some quality starts. So if he is anywhere near the top when it comes to that, as Curtis just said, yeah, I'm with him 100%.
541 says if Houston sweeps Texas, Texas is done. Go Stros. It feels gross to say that, though, is the thing.
Yeah, but do you really want to? Because if Houston sweeps Texas,
how much faith you have in yourself at the end of this week determines who you're voting for, who you're rooting for here.
Well, and then if Houston sweeps Texas, that puts pressure on you to at least win this Royals series, take 2 of 3, so that you're tied heading into Houston. And if they sweep Texas, then you've got to sweep Kansas City to keep your lead over them.
And you have a tiebreaker over the Rangers, though obviously don't face them again.
Right.
I mean, I can see the argument. Am I wrong? The Rangers are by far the hotter team, by far.
Yes.
They're also doing it with a lot of unfamiliar names, and I question how sustainable they can keep it going or how sustainable it is. Houston, it's been their worst team in a while. I think out of habit, they make me more nervous. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Houston has that pedigree. Houston has that there's some organizations to where you show up and you kind of know what to expect. You automatically believe because you're putting on the kit, the uniform. In any sport, right? In football, it's the Patriots and Belichick's day, the Steelers, the Chiefs. Everyone has that. You come here, you fall in line, and you're probably going to win ball games. I think the Astros have that. People just believe, from the farm system to the fans, to anyone who's already there, that as long as you're an Astro, you have a chance. There's something about their success in putting on that uniform that does that for them. So naturally, I have the same fear, like, yeah, those are the Astros.
I completely see the argument because you have that series against Houston beginning on Friday. They can take care of the Rangers for you, and then you can take care of Houston, especially if you're coming off a series win against the Royals. Completely get it. I understand the logic. I don't know, man. There's not, Adam said it earlier, there's not really an avenue where you all out win. There's kind of a win and loss with either in such a tight divisional race. And it is close.
One thing to keep in mind, though, is let's say the Rangers sweep the Astros or take this series, and they narrow the gap between you and Texas and Houston, all that. The Rangers' final 9 games, Marlins, Twins, Guardians. You don't want the Rangers hanging around because those are 3 very winnable series for Texas.
Guardians have been prickly sometimes.
Yeah, but they're just not going to have anything to play for at that portion. Yeah. I mean, they're, a game behind Texas.
How's Houston ending the season? Seattle? Bump, you looked at this earlier. I can't totally remember.
Let me see.
I know Houston has the toughest of the...
They've got the Mariners, A's, and Angels. So A's and Angels on the road. They've got nothing to play for.
There's no right answer. I need someone to tell me the right answer, please.
There's no right answer. Play ball. Play ball.
I don't know. All right. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know. 866-979-3776. Reaction Mondays, powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. What I Need to Know coming your way next.
They're baseball's hottest team.
Cal Raleigh will score. Here comes Julio. He's racing home around third. He's going to score standing. 2 more on the board for the Mariners.
Winners of 9 in a row.
Strike 3 called. Got him. Fire. George Kirby, strikeout number 13.
Up next, the first of 3 in Kansas City tomorrow night. First pitch at 4:40. Pregame at 3:30.
Everybody on their feet.
On the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Do you have a car you want to sell, but you don't want to go through all the hassle? I don't blame you. With all the scams and security risks out there, more and more people just aren't comfortable selling their own car. So now here you are. You want to get the most money possible for your old car, but you don't want to sell it yourself. So what do? Stacy here with the answer. It's Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Not only will they purchase your car and pay you right up front for it, but it gets even better. Because once they resell your old car, they share half the profit with you. The question I get most is, okay, Stacy, but what's the catch? But there isn't one. It's simple. All the money they save by not traveling to buy cars at auction, avoiding purchase fees, shipping, and travel expenses allows them to offer this deal. They'd rather share that money with you rather than outside vendors. They encourage you to shop around, but look, if Wayscar Ford can pay you the same or more as competitors and share half their profit with you once they resell your car, why would you go anywhere else? They've already shared over $800,000 with their customers. It's only at Wayscar Ford, wayscarford.com.
Hey, it's Shannon O'Kelly from IRG, and this Wednesday, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk all about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Which joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Dr. Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Are you in pain? Join the free live stem cell webinar Wednesday night at 6 to learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. drmarkwagnermd.com.
The fall, well, it's a great time to reset your workouts on new stuff, and Top Fitness has some great deals going on right now. Hey, Brock Hewitt here, and you've heard me talk about working out in your home gym. It's the best. From flooring to everything that goes in that gym, like treadmills, ellipticals, and strength training systems, well, Top Fitness provides it all. Top Fitness represents the very best brands available, like Washington's own Precor, yes, the company that created the elliptical, and Inspire Fitness, the leader in strength training machines, along with so many others. Give Top Fitness your room dimensions right now, and you know what? They'll do the rest. They'll do a complete fitness room design. And right now, get 0% interest financing. Mention you heard it from me and receive an additional $100 off any new treadmill or home gym. It's no secret that everyone, from personal trainers to professional athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit them online at topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game Sunday, September 21st. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, September 9th through September 15th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. The push to the playoffs lives.
The catch made by Julio. He throws to second base. The double play.
On the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last dent. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last dent. Accurate Auto Body.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. I'm fortunate to speak with someone who underwent treatment for prostate cancer in February. Dave Wyman here, joined by Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host. Tim, how did you hear about Swedish Cyberknife?
Well, it was this familiar sounding voice on the radio telling me about it, and so I thought I'd investigate that. Everything I heard was what I wanted to hear, and so I reached out.
What's it like to go through the Cyberknife treatment?
Well, you go in, you do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital, and it's, they say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It's just a matter of listening to music in headphones and trying your best not to move.
Looking back on your Swedish Cyberknife experience, what stood out?
It was too easy. It was just too easy. I went through it, and I just went, that's it?
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. What I Need to Know. Is it possible Pittsburgh implodes earlier than I expected? Not taking anything away from a fantastic road win, but that team looked bad in the second half. Poorly coached, poor play, stupid mistakes.
I don't think they were poorly coached. I think that the defensive line is real. I don't think they are contending for their division. I don't think they are a team that is guaranteed to get into the playoffs. But I don't think they're a poorly coached team. Tomlin doesn't have poorly coached teams. They just got beat by a better team. The returner might have been poorly coached or not paying attention on that special teams play.
What I need to know. Bump, who is the now NFL player you coached against in high school who you told your fellow coach, that kid is going to play in the NFL, and then you were on the draft broadcast when he was drafted. Oh, are they talking about Efton? No, he was signed as
they're asking if I ever coached a kid, and he ended up Jacob Eason.
Oh.
Lake Stevens. Yep, Jacob Eason. But everyone knew that. You saw Jacob play for 30 seconds and knew he was super talented.
866-979-3776. Why is it so much more difficult to get 15 receiving touchdowns as opposed to 1,500 receiving yards?
Because you have to be targeted specifically
I
either
like
in the red zone or you have to get busy with the ball in your hands to get going. 1,500 yards, man, you can just get to a spot, sit down, get the football, and move along. I think the run after the catch is tougher, and then being targeted in the red zone is tough too.
Yeah, I agree, though. And sometimes it's really crazy when you look up crazy receiving stats. Like, I know Antonio Brown has a couple of these. Calvin Johnson notably has one of these where you'll see ungodly receiving numbers, and then touchdowns will be so much lower than you expect because it's just... And if you are a receiver on a team that's a primary target and a defense knows that, you get into those situations, and maybe an offense doesn't have as many ways to win, as many ways to get into the end zone, and they know exactly how to stop you. It's tough. 866-979-3776. Out of these 4 potential playoff teams, which one would you like Seattle to face, and which do you think would be the odd one out? Texas. So Rangers, Astros, Red Sox, Yankees. Which would you like Seattle to face?
Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, they've done well against them. I'll go in that order. I'd probably go Rangers, Astros. Red Sox have kind of cooled a bit. Yankees would be the last, though, unfortunately. If you had to step into a baseball game in the 9th inning, would you rather hit, run, or play infield defense?
Run all day.
Pinch runner?
Yeah, bum wouldn't look out of
suits your
place.
skill set.
Oh.
Obviously, I would like to be a pinch hitter for like a must-win situation. You need a grand slam, and this is your last chance. I think that's a role that best defines me. No, I'm absolutely, I can't do anything athletic. Your best bet is to have me pinch run, and I just simply can only run if there's a home run.
No, maybe there's like
under no other circumstance am I moving 90
one
feet.
gets hit in the corner, it bounces weird, it gives you some time to get to a base.
Do you think that from second, if a ball was hit in the far right field, and pretend there's an error, pretend it's like we're talking like there's an E9 situation.
You might have a better chance if it's into the right center field gap.
Okay, right center field gap. Could I score from second?
I don't think so. I think they have cannons, and I think you are an aquatic athlete.
Could I get to third from second?
Those throws coming in are like 98, 99 miles an hour from the outfielders because they're getting
That's almost as fast as I run.
Sure, yeah.
Why are you laughing?
I'm trying to picture you running full speed. I want to see that.
I don't remember the last time I've done that.
And you got to kind of run in a straight line too.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You might have to slide.
I've never slid.
You got to look up. You can't look down at the ground.
I don't like it. Oh, no. I'm going to be, unfortunately, the worst athlete to ever be on a field. 866-979-3776. Let's see. Should intentional walks factor into MVP voting?
Well, that wouldn't be good because then Aaron Judge would get votes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So no.
Does it help Cal's case? No? Then no. It should
Because I
not.
think Cal only has like probably 9 or 10 intentional walks this season. Aaron Judge has 31.
Yeah.
The most in his career this season.
Someone said, comment, not a question, regarding last week's armchair TV talk, like big third down coming up here. I saw one coming into the Falcons-Vikings game last night after J.J. McCarthy misconnecting on a deep ball. I said, JJ's going to want that throwback.
He's going to want that one back.
Did you end up saying it on CW? You guys had a delay. You had a lot of studio time.
No, we did because we're not actually watching the game.
Yeah.
We're talking
Yeah,
about
rain delay coverage.
Yeah, that was
Big third down
thank
here.
God for a 4-hour radio show.
Oh, man.
get you ready for that rain delay.
When do you think we're going to have our first big third down in today's Monday night doubleheader?
Who's the first game?
Bucks, Texans.
Bucks, Texans.
Big third down here.
It's going to be right before the half. Someone's going to be
Big
driving
third
to
down.
score.
Big third down. Let's see. Oh, flood the infield, and then Stacy can swim from second. I think that's not a bad idea. What I need to
253
know.
says if it was a ground rule double, Stacy could score. Right, because it's you automatically get two bases.
Thank you.
There you go.
Bump, an actual football question. Last week, San Francisco had success throwing the ball over the middle for short passes. This past weekend, Pittsburgh did not seem to attack the middle of the field. Is it because of Pittsburgh's game plan, or did the Hawks do something differently to protect the middle of the field?
I didn't see anything different to protect the middle of the field. I think it was game plan and route design. I also think that DK dropped one going across the middle. I think there was a tight end who dropped one going across the middle too. No?
Some execution stuff, more than Seahawks correcting. I wondered if they get burned by tight ends again in week 2. And it's like, are we going to go into week 3 going, they're giving up all these yards or touchdowns to tight ends? Thankfully, that's not the conversation we're having.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah. Let's see what I need to. It's just people telling me how I can score from second base, and you guys are insulting my athleticism. What I need to know. This says, were you ever popular in school? Bump, were you ever popular in school?
A little bit. A little bit.
Don't be humble. Let's see. What's the magic number for the Mariners?
I believe it's
9?
9 to clinch a playoff spot, 11 to clinch the division.
Look, if you went out.
Right. You went out and you don't have to worry about it.
Went out. 9
that
sounds
way you would
about
have a 21-game win streak to finish off the regular season. That'll play.
All right, well, no Mariners today as a reminder, but Curtis Rogers has the latest with an upcoming series against the Royals coming your way with extra innings at 7 p.m. Wyman and Bob coming your way next.
Now that's how you do it.
He's going left side. He's got some blocking. He turns upfield. He's down inside the 5. Touchdown, Seahawks!
He is so athletic, Salt.
An impressive road victory in Pittsburgh.
Seahawks, I thought the better unit in all 3 phases.
Can they create some momentum?
We said we need to make a big jump from week 1 to week 2. I feel like we did.
This is where the conversation lives.
It's exactly what you wanted to see.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Crawl space and attics are not places you want to spend much time, but many homes in our area can have serious issues behind the hatches. Hi, it's the owner of Crawl Pros, Richard Herron. For years, you've heard us talking about how we go where you don't want to. With our free corner-to-corner inspection to keep your crawl space and attic well insulated and free of mold and water. You've also heard about the pest control division of our company to keep your home bug and critter free. I'm excited to tell you about our newest division, Plumber Pros. Plumber Pros takes the same customer-first approach to plumbing that we do with our crawl space, attic, and pest control work. We've handpicked skilled plumbers that I know you'll feel comfortable inviting into your home. So next time you run into plumbing issues, from leaky faucets and clogged drains to full home repipes and sub pump installations, call Crawl Pros and we'll get our plumbing division, Plumber Pros, out to get it resolved. For anything related to your crawl space, attic, pest control, or plumbing, call Crawl Pros or visit us at crawlpros.com.
New Beyond Raw Lit V2 pre-workout. GNC's #1 pre-workout. Now with harder hitting energy, an intense mind-body connection, and enhanced endurance support. This isn't just pre-workout, it's precision engineering for your body. Turbocharge your workout with new Beyond Raw Lit V2. Available now at GNC and GNC.com.
The John Deere Gator XUV lets you cut, pack, drive, scout, weld, stack, feed, pull, load, tow, spray, and haul, all in a single day. Because with the highest cargo box volume in its class, customizable features, and a towing capacity of up to 4,000 pounds, it gets the job done. You just have to get in the seat. Learn more at your John Deere dealer or visit johndeere.com/Gator XUV.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry, Terry.
Keep awkwardly
Terry,
chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it.
Woo!
Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Whoa!
Jason Kelsey just found out that NFL Sunday Ticket now lets you subscribe month to month.
Yeah!
He just realized you can join and cancel anytime.
Ha-ha! Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now he just found $1 in the sofa.
Yeah!
And he just saw a great parking spot open up. Look, just because Jason's easily excited doesn't make NFL Sunday Ticket month to month any less great. Right, Jason?
Yeah.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket month to month and cancel anytime. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Renews every month.